Hi, I'm Shaka Hislop, and you're here at ExtraTime TV.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the big watch along. France take on Spain. We're about to do the kickoff, and I got perfect timing, and we're off. We're straight into it. No intros, no pre-match talk. Just into it, folks. As I said, folks, I've not been feeling great throughout the World Cup. My energy levels have been really low. And at halftime, I have my nieces visiting from Qatar. So they'll probably do a cameo. I don't know where they are right now. They're probably around the studio or house somewhere doing their thing. So Spain, the World Cup favorites at the beginning of the tournament, folks. At the beginning of the tournament, I'm seeing Jamal is following, so we're getting followers already. Kingley's already in here. France will get revenge on Spain. And a lot of people are jumping in. So everybody in the TikTok, Facebook Live, etc., let me know. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitch. And at halftime, I'll probably switch to TikTok. And this is a big one, folks. This is a big one. We're down to the last four. Les Bleus, France, taking on Spain. Before the tournament started, I said France, I said Spain, I said Argentina, and then England were my four picks. And guess what? The top four teams in the world are in here. So I think the best of the best are here. And this is going to be a monumental match. You could drop your comments in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win this game? Spain started off kind of quiet against Cabo Verde. But for people who watch football, you would not be very surprised about that. So France will win it for Cristiano Ronaldo. Wow, you love Cristiano Ronaldo, Kingley. I think France want to win it for themselves. Kylian Mbappé, these guys, they have a very strong team. And from a tactical perspective, I think all round, France has the quote-unquote best team on paper. Let's be real. But, somebody like me who does analysis for a living, I could tell you, I did see some little cracks, and this is me really nitpicking. Some little cracks in France when they played Norway in the group stage. When Norway kind of played their B team. Norway did create chances. Norway not a very pacey team. But they did manage to create some half chances in the end. So, all teams and all systems do have ways to counter them. So let's see how Spain are going to do this. Spain is a team that like to keep possession. France is a team that are very dynamic, technical, fast. And, Spain are going to want to try to control this game as much as possible. And as you could see from the very beginning, France are trying to get in on it. But Spain doing well to cleanly win the ball back. And this is what Spain are going to do. Similar to Argentina, that passing style from De La Fuente and his men. He's going to try to keep the ball, neutralize the speed. So, France are going to try to make them uncomfortable. And I didn't get to see the formations. I will pull them up very quickly. So, folks in the chat, you can let me know who you're supporting. So, Kingley is saying 3-1 to Spain. And for the people in the Facebook as well, Peter Mosoto Moreri on Facebook Live. Welcome. And don't forget to drop your predictions, because when you do that, you automatically qualify for a chance to win a football jersey, club or country, and a copy of EAFC 27. So Mbappe going down the wing, Spain doing their best to try to win possession back very quickly. And this is going to be a game of, if France cannot allow Spain to possess the ball like they would like, they would force them into a bit of an uncomfortable position. But, Spain, this is no team that you could, turn your nose up at. They were the outright favorites along with France before the World Cup started. Yamal got that injury and they got those draws. They got that draw against at the beginning of the tournament. So a lot of people kind of forgot. That's how fickle football is. And I think a lot of people forgot how good Spain is. So this is a classic matchup. Classic matchup. So Kat Leho on Facebook Live has joined in as well. So Spain. Slowing the ball down. Ni has liked. Wow, a lot of people are coming in as well. And like I said, if you're following, don't forget to like, subscribe. And, we want to get those followers up on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, everywhere. So Olise, Dembélé, Kylian Mbappé, they will press Spain a little bit so they don't get to keep that ball. You have players like Rodri in the midfield, Olmo. And, of course, everybody talks about Yamal, but you have these other players that can really possess the ball in midfield. So it's a different style of play. Very technical. And De La Fuente, of course, is a highly intelligent coach. Him and Scaloni actually have a very close relationship in terms of student-teacher relationship when they were coaching, I believe. And you can see Spain are going to try to do this. The one weakness, I think, for Spain, let's talk about both teams, and I've mentioned it multiple times in the tournament, is that they don't have that number 9 that finishes off those chances. So Mars in the mix. Not live on TikTok. I will go live on TikTok in a little while. I just was cutting it a little close today. But Mars in the mix, welcome. I will go on TikTok when it's halftime. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather. I think the exhaustion. So Mbappe out on a dangerous side. Not Mbappe, sorry. My mistake. But Spain doing well. So I think it's yeah, so this is where France are dangerous. And Rodri using his experience to try to slow him down. And still doing well to avoid the tackle. But Barcola, the PSG man, in the end, not with a great cross. Trying to find Dembélé. But this is where France are dangerous. So it's two styles I was mentioning after this corner. So Olise, the Bayern Munich man, he was eligible for playing for both Holland and England, but chose France. From the famous Fontaine Academy, I believe. So France trying to get a volley there from Rabiot in the end. And I was talking about the tactics. You know, France, athletic, fast, they will press you. They can't take you into 1v1 situations. I've always said Dembélé, Mbappe, and these guys are very dangerous when they're running at you. And I'm sure De La Fuente knows this. But they haven't been, like, impregnable at the back. So, you know, that's something Spain could pay attention to, because they're also very dangerous. Different style, possession style, pass and move, try to slow things down, control the middle. But, you know, that's it. Other than that, this is where it goes. And we could talk about tactics. You could check out when you're done at halftime. We have our EXTV preview with our partnership with SofaScore. Where we have our data-driven match preview as well, so you could get your analysis. Spain beat France 2 times, but I believe France will have the opportunity to get revenge. So yeah, let's see. So Peter Mosoto Moreri has liked. Thank you so much. And of course, tomorrow, the winner of this match will face the winner of the match tomorrow between England and Argentina. What a match that's going to be. So I think this is, if you're a neutral, these are probably the best 4 teams you probably could have asked for in the tournament. This was the 4 I picked to be the top 4 of the tournament. And we're seeing 2 of the World Cup outright favorites playing each other here. This is pretty much a final. So Philip Moyana, welcome. I see you've liked. We're 7 minutes in. I heard my mosquito zapper. So Olise on the ball in that dangerous area. He has the ability to thread those balls into Dembélé and Mbappe. Very composed player, very dynamic player. But Olmo, sometimes I think people forgot during this tournament how good these guys are. Yamal cutting in that favorite area of his. Olmo trying to get past Rabiot. And a free kick for Spain, much to the dismay of France. So Olmo, to me it looked okay, but let's see. So Barton. He has the name of an Avenger there, folks. Clint Barton. Hawkeye. So let's see. Oh, yeah, okay, that is a foul. So it wasn't malicious, but it was a foul. 100% a foul. So a free kick for Spain in a dangerous area. And it's kind of showing you, as good as France are, you know, Spain has the players that can cause you problems. Similar characteristics to Argentina in terms of their passing style. Maybe a bit less physical. But, you know, like I said repeatedly, De La Fuente is a highly intelligent coach. He does adapt. And this is where Spain could be dangerous. So the AC Milan keeper in goal there. Othayabal. Some people say Othayabal, but it's Othabayal. Yamal. On the ball there. They're deciding. That's a very dangerous area. So France are going to be careful. Othabayal saying, hey, these guys are not following the regulation distance. So what's going on? What is the referee looking at? Sometimes I forget how young Yamal is. So Barton. What is the ref doing? What is that? Oh. He didn't have his spray. It's a little bit of a slightly comedic moment there. So let's see, folks, if you're France, you have to be concerned because these are quality players here. I think in terms of aerial ability, France have the advantage here. So whipped in, the wall doing its job. It's pretty disappointing. Yamal getting past his man, whipping it in. And this is where I've said multiple times, this could hurt Spain. They did create a chance. They got the ball into the box. But they don't have that player. I mean, let's be honest. Who is going to get their head on that ball? So Yamal doing well. He has that ability. We spoke about Mbappe. But Yamal coming back from that hamstring injury can cause problems. Such an interesting, mouth-watering matchup. I love it. I love it. So like I said, folks, my energy levels, this has been a proper sprint marathon, or whatever you want to call it. And I have been battling in terms of just fatigue and general getting this done, but we're down to the nitty-gritty. I try to rest a lot in between games. You'd swear I'm a player the way I'm speaking. But it does take a lot of work to put these together, folks, the graphics and so on. And I hope you guys like it. I may put the play-by-play. It really depends on the chat if you like that. I could put the play-by-play up from SofaScore as well, where you could see the play-by-play next to me. But that depends on you, chat. You could let me know what you all want. So people in the Facebook Live, Philip, everybody else, start dropping predictions. And when you do your predictions, folks, everybody, you automatically qualify for a chance to win the EXTV. Well, to enter the EXTV giveaway, which is a football jersey, home and away, and a copy of EAFC 27 when it comes out. So France doing well, but Koundé muscled off the ball there by Laporte. So we've seen Arsene Wenger in the crowd. We've seen Xavi, Infantino. I had the pleasure of meeting once. And, you know, these guys, they don't have the luxurious chairs that they had in Qatar, but I'm pretty sure they're comfortable. Everybody's joking about how Infantino gets to all the games if he has a duplicate. So this is where France are going to try to press you and keep you out of possession. This is where this is Spain's strength. So France are going to want to try to keep Spain from doing that. Like I said, very exciting tactical matchup. Almost a bit of a risky giveaway there, because Spain are going to press you as well. So both teams not looking entirely comfortable in possession. Can this Spain taking this? Let's see. Let's see, folks. Forgive me if I have little energy levels that waver. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather the last couple of days. I think the tournament has caught up with me. So you can imagine these players who play for 120 minutes. Mbappe getting it out wide. And one thing I could tell you I've noticed. France, if people are not paying attention, Dembélé on the right side, Kylian on the left. They love to cut in. For example, Dembélé cuts in on his right and then loves to curl it in on his left. So you can see France pressuring up front and trying to force errors from Spain, which makes sense based on how Spain plays. And Spain are trying to, and, you know, winning the ball back very well there. Good job to them. So France are trying really hard to pressure the ball and win it back. Because if you allow France to run at you, that's where they're dangerous. And Spain, if you allow Spain to possess the ball, that's where they're dangerous. But the one difference in the end, and I've said it multiple times, is that number 9 for Spain in that final area, the attacking area. They have excellent attacking players, but they don't have that world-class number 9 like they had in the past. Like David Villa, Morientes, Raul, Fernando Torres, those types of players. And at one point, even Diego Costa, which is crazy. It's so hard to see him in a Spain uniform, but he was there. Brazilian born. So this is another thing. Similar characteristics to Argentina, where they could keep the ball, Rodrigo in midfield there. And this is what I like, folks. There's no one way to play the game. So Rodrigo and Olise, two very talented players, and drawing a foul. And that's the thing, when you could keep possession really well. It makes France have to play different, because usually France are always on the front foot. So it forces them into defending a little bit more, which they can do, make no mistake. Bro, stop that disrespect. Spain winning nothing. We shall see. We shall see. These are two very good teams. Very good teams. And as I said, folks, be sure to join us tomorrow for the Argentina-England watch-along. And then after that, I'll be heading to Miami. And you could start dropping your comments and so on. And on the polls, we have some polls on the... if you scan the QR code, you can head over to WhatsApp. So this is where Spain could be dangerous. This is Mbappe in a dangerous area, taking on his man. Mbappe is still having the ball. It was a 3 versus 1 situation, and he still managed to keep... And this is where France are dangerous. And Spain doing well to recover. So everybody, not into the big tactics like I am. You could see here, there's more than one way to play this game. And you're seeing both teams using their strengths here. So this is where Spain did well to try to slow Mbappe down enough. But when France are running at you, it's when they're dangerous. So the French player is calling for a handball. Ref not paying attention. The angle was too, I couldn't see it, so I throw in. So, as expected, both teams are doing what's expected. I'm seeing somebody zooming in. I'm guessing it's a Spanish celebrity. I don't know who that is in the crowd. So let's see how it goes. France building up. Koundé going out wide. The Barcelona man. Linking up with Dembélé, the former Barcelona man. What a turnaround in Dembele's career. When he left Dortmund and came to Barcelona, they said his training, I think, was bad. He was playing games all day. Wasn't coming to training. And then Luis Enrique got him. And what a different player he is from just 4 years ago. So France trying to stretch Spain here. Doing well. Not allowing France that free time you would expect. Whipping it in. And also, even though I spoke about Spain not having that irreliability, in the past, France had Giroud and so on. But they have these attacking players like Mbappe, Dembélé, and Olise, but they're not exactly the best headers of the ball. They're very fast, they're very dangerous dribblers. So Philip Moyana and a couple other people as well. I see some people on Twitch as well. What a game we have here, folks. And like I said, folks, the last TikTok streams and YouTube videos did really well. Averaging 10K per Facebook Live. And the last couple YouTube streams got 2K plus and more. So I really appreciate that. Spain... So Kingley is saying Spain and Argentina cheated to win. No, they didn't. That's a lot of people are saying that on TikTok now, but they didn't. The best teams are here. In a lot of ways, Kingley, if you want to go there, England didn't get a lot of favorable calls, but forget about that for now. Cucurella almost sneaking. I think he's going to be a key player for Spain today. Cucurella's overlapping runs and Spain's midfield, I think, will be the key today. To De La Fuente, my goodness, I don't know what gym regime De La Fuente is on, but that's the kind of muscle mass I want at that age. It's for all you guys out there in the stream, and well, ladies too, but guys, make sure and take care of yourself. You notice I don't have any junk food on my streams. I'm not some big health advocate or, I'm not this body shaming type, but, I do encourage all my viewers to take care of themselves and see how it, just take care of yourselves, drink water, exercise, take care of your bodies, relax, and, just generally take care of yourselves. We saw what happened with Shaka. Always go for your checkups and stuff like that. And at one point in time, we were actually going to open an exercise segment for ExtraTime TV. So, folks, I am pacing myself today. This tournament has taken its toll, but you all have made it worth it. Everybody in the chat right now, you'll have made it worth it. So, we're approaching the 20th minute mark. We haven't reached the first hydration break yet. Olmo on the ball here. Spain, as expected, comfortable. France, I would think, would try to press them off the ball a little bit more. But then Spain, like I said, very comfortable in possession. They can't play around the press. Cucurella whipping the ball in. But let's be real. Who's going to head at that ball? Yamal, what is that? Is that a penalty? I'm a little bit... oh, man. That's... What is that? Is that a pen for Spain? No, they're not. They're not. What I would say is, Kingsley, is that don't get caught up too much with TikTok stuff. Like sometimes people get caught up with social media and don't understand real life. Like I've spent time in Argentina. I have friends of African descent to spend time in Argentina. Oh, wow. That is a penalty. That is a penalty. So penalty for Spain, Yamal. It is harsh because I think when I was growing up, that would not be a penalty. But the game has changed, folks. The game has changed. So I don't know if the ref is going to look at it, but in terms of I personally wouldn't give it because I'm from the old school. I think now fouls are ridiculous now. But by the law of the paper, of the land, what am I saying? Law of the paper. You all are seeing the new try on that ball as well. So Othabayal taking it. Oyathabal. So Mbappe is pleading his case. Magnan, AC Milan keeper, he's very good at saving penalties. I look at those derbies with Inter Milan and he comes up big. So he is very good. Everybody talks about Divo Martinez playing mind games. Like he's the only one who does it. He does it as well. And he plays mind games. All this is mind games to try to destabilize Spain. And the ref is telling the guys, listen, get out. It's a penalty. I'm telling you, this is not going to be easy. He's a pretty decent shot stopper. He has a tendency to try to lure you into one direction. That's his classic move. I've watched him with AC Milan multiple times for the last 3 or 4 seasons. And he usually tries to get you. He leans to one side. Look at where he's standing. Look at where he's standing. Of course, when Dibu does it, it's a big deal. When other players do it, it's not okay. So I'm guessing I'm a couple seconds behind a lot of you guys. Spain. Oyathabal. Can Maigan save it? And it is 1-0 to Spain, folks. 1-0. 21 minutes in. And I can tell you this. I was just as shocked as you. And France showing that while they are very strong, and make no mistake, this game has a long way to go, Kingsley, that they're not entirely invincible. No team is invincible, folks. So, you know, like I said, he's not as celebrated as Morientes or as Raul and all these guys. Let me fix the score here really quickly. So, Spain 1, France 0. Yamal drawing a penalty. And, you know, Maigan, very good at penalties. I've seen him do it for AC Milan, where he saved AC Milan a couple of times. You know, he hasn't had the greatest of seasons, but he's been great for France. So De La Fuente, looking very happy. So if you're just joining us, folks, we're 22 minutes in. Spain 1, France 0. France will come back, though. They can. They have the players to come back. So I'm seeing a little baby in the crowd there crying. These poor kids. All this emotion. So as you all know, not just with Argentina, but with when you're playing these top quality teams, it's not over until it's over. But now the game swings into Spain's dynamic, where they can now try to possess the ball. France are going to want to try to get back into this very quickly. But, you know, as we saw in the last World Cup, you could dominate France for 80% of the game. And if you all remember, it just took France 90 seconds, even though they did not play well in the majority of that final, leading up to those goals. They did nothing, and in 90 seconds, Mbappe got 2 chances and scored a goal. So we're into the first hydration break here. Fans of Spain, it is 1, France, Les Bleus, 0. So France have an uphill task. But France has shown in the past they are capable of coming back. So what do you think, people? What do you think France is going to do? What are their tactics? I don't think they need to change much. But it just shows you very similar to the last World Cup final. In that case, it was Di Maria. You know, a player, like in this case, it was Yamal. You know, kind of forcing France into an error. And I said that all the way in my watch-alongs, all the way back when France was playing Norway and so on, that France, while a very strong team, if you have confident players that could take them on, you could cause problems. Yes. So I'm getting drinks delivered to me, folks. They'll probably see you on camera. That's my mom's hand. You can say hello if you want. Look at the camera over here. Look down here.
Say hi, everybody.
Oh, you didn't see it, you just saw her hand. So I told the girls they can come halftime if they want.
Okay.
If they want. So Spain is winning, folks. 1, France 0. So my mom came and brought me matcha. Good to see Sheila. Kitchen de la Sheila. That French sheeper is a waste of time. Kingley, the thing is, he's actually pretty good, Kingley. So Nyla, allez bleu. So Nyla is supporting France today. Well, of course, everybody knows I'm an Argentina fan, so I'm just kind of sitting on the sidelines. But I do have a soft spot for Spain. I do like Yamal. But Nyla is my sister-in-law, folks. And they spend a lot of time in Paris. And, mingled with Antonella. Should I tell them about that, Nyla? They got I'll tell you all a quick story. So they had I think it was an international day at the school for my nieces. And of course, we're from Trinidad and Tobago. So my brother and his wife, they put together a Trinidadian show. Because that's what I like about those international schools. And they were next to Antonella, who did Argentina. So isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? And then I have my Inter Miami story. And very few people know. And very few people I'll tell. So the hydration break is over. And how will France respond? How will France respond? Two very strong teams. And France are the kind of team, you give them a couple moments, and that's how powerful they are. They can't make the difference. So in terms of somebody, I'm doing the analysis side of the game here, folks. If you are Spain, this kind of works in your favor. But it's a very similar dynamic to the Argentina-France game. Spain do play a similar style. And, they can cause problems. They can cause problems with their possession. And if they could try to keep possession, which is not what they're doing right now. And I think France know they can get at Spain. So like I said, Kingley, this game is far from over. France have another gear they could switch into. So this is where Spain are going to have to really manage the game well. And, they have experience like that. And a 1-0 lead, as we all know, just ask Argentina and England. And just a side note, folks, everybody has been talking about the easy pathway Argentina has got and how difficult it was. Did you all not look at the England games? Those games were tough. They had to fight really hard, and kudos to them. Even Spain, to an extent, they had to play Portugal. That game went really long. So yes, so this is the big one. And Mbappe, of course, they're going to keep coming at Spain down those wings. And all it takes is one chance. Mbappe trying to calm the ref there, maybe taking some lessons from Neymar. And the ref not falling for it. So, France, Les Bleus, 0. España, 1. Oh no, what's happening here? One of the French players are down. He is down. That is not a good sign if you're Spain. If you're France. When a player crumples to the floor like that with no play on him, that's a bad injury. So Deschamps looks a little bit worried. So they're frantically warming up some substitutions here for France. So while not in possession, he kind of dropped to the floor. So he looks like he's possibly a hamstring injury. He's down. So not good for France. One of their centre-backs. I can't see who it is because the players are around him. Let's take a look at the replay. So this is a replay of the actual offense in the box. And in my day, when I was growing up, when football was a little bit more tough and masculine, a lot of refs would have probably ignored that. But the rules have changed. And by the letter of the law, unfortunately, that's a foul. I think Yamal's speed, he was just too fast for the defender. And unfortunately, it was a penalty. And I could argue for and against it. So France. This is not a good sign if you're France losing a defender this early in the game. And you could see it on his face. He's not comfortable and he has to come off. So the French fans looking worried. Nyla, everybody else, let me know where you're watching it. So I have my nieces here as well. They're from Qatar, but they spent a lot of time in France. I went there for the Olympics. I enjoyed it. It was fun. It was very hot. I really enjoyed Bordeaux. I went there for like a a little over 24 hours, one night for the Argentina-France game. And in Bordeaux, yes, I went to Bordeaux for the Argentina-France game and Lyon for the Argentina-Sweden game. And I can tell you, the people in Bordeaux and Lyon were very, very friendly. I guess like most countries, depends on where you go. And in Paris, it is Koundé kind of fumbling with the ball a bit there. And, Spain not allowing France to get too much freedom. But as we all know, all you need is one. Mbappe is a player of moments. And you could play fancy for how many minutes? If you don't get the ball in the back of the net, it means nothing. So Olise getting smacked around. I think that's what you have to do with a team like France. You can't let them play. You have to minimize the space. And if you're France, you're going to have to move the ball a bit quicker. Oh, wow. He pulled Cucurella's hair. So if they look at that replay, Olise could possibly get a yellow as well, but they didn't. So Olise getting away with done. He pulled Cucurella's hair, and then Cucurella knocking him over. So Olise got away with one, conning the ref there. But apparently that's only a South American thing. When the French and the English do it, it's okay, right? I'm just saying, folks, just for general information. When you're making your stuff, your conclusions, make sure they're informed. And also, don't let TikTok dictate why you dislike or like teams. Do your research. Make sure your information is verified. A lot of people say stuff for clicks. Make sure your information is verified. And, I know my EXTV fans are very smart. And you like your teams, and that's okay. So, I think Olise got away with one there. I think he kind of lured Cucurella into a fall, but he did pull his hair. And another ref would have probably looked at that. So France applying the pressure as you would expect. Unai Simon clearing the ball. So this is an interesting dynamic of the game, folks. This is where Spain, you have Dani Olmo, very good in possession. Like I said, very similar characteristics to Argentina. The coach and Lionel Scaloni are good friends. And Spain and Argentina do have a similar style. So in a lot of ways, this could have been a final, folks. These are the two best teams. I would say before the tournament, I said this multiple times, Spain and France were the outright favorites, and then people sort of forgot about Spain. And also, with that being said, we're only 30 minutes in, and anybody who has been watching football as long as I have, you don't know what's going to happen. You can't just say what's going to happen. It's very rare that happens. A lot can happen. Cucurella in the box. A little bit slow there to get the cross in, almost pressuring, and that's what you want. That's what you want. So De La Fuente clearly doing his homework, not allowing France. Upamecano there. Not getting the time to play out. So we're seeing also why Spain were favorites. And a little side story, folks. I was supposed to see the Finalissima with Spain versus Argentina in Qatar. But because of the situation there, I couldn't. So Olmo, not afraid to take a shot from distance. But this one was way off target. Is it deflected? I'm trying to see is that in the crowd. Is that Landon Donovan? His hand is over his face. I do have some issues with the covering your mouth rule. Because anybody who has watched sports, football, cricket, anything, a lot of coaches and players do that. And it's mostly because they don't want the opposition team to hear what they're saying. But of course, with the whole Vinicius Prestiani thing, it opens the door where somebody could just cover them out and you could just say whatever they want. So Olise should have got a card for that. Yes, he should have. Olise got away with one. So Spain, could this be number 2 for Spain? Wow. But folks, France got away with one. And I want to put a question to the chat, folks, reasonably. It's a reasonable question for my reasonable fans. Everybody keeps talking about, diving and I know it's only a South America. I realize when the World Cup comes along, people go back to the old stereotypes. And I know the people who watch football know better. But just make sure you verify your facts. Don't allow TikTok to dictate your reasons for liking or disliking teams. If you like a team, it's fine. But don't try to bring things that are not in there. Now do your research. Learn how to cite your information. When you say things, make sure you can verify. Don't just repeat what everybody tells you. Because I could tell you for a fact, a lot of the things being said about Argentina and other teams just not true. It's just not true. So France getting away with a couple calls here, folks. That should have been a foul there. And as Andy said, Andy, were you watching the game, by the way? I'm seeing my brother is on. That pull that Olise did on Cucurella, on another day, that would have been at least a yellow. And I'm glad that they're punishing divers. Everybody, so Mbolo was deservedly sent off in the last game. I said it in the stream. Y'all could go back and clip it if y'all want. Literally 75 minutes before that red card, I told you all he's trying to play a game. And if you're going to play that mind game and trying to mess with the ref, it's part of the game, yes, but not everybody can do it. So France in a dangerous area here. Barcola. This is where you want Barcola. And they do like to cut in on the inside foot. That is their move, folks. And I make it sound like it's simple, but Dembélé and Mbappe, they always cut in on the inside foot and try to curl it in. That's their move. That's their move. And he could have passed it on to the overlapping player, but he didn't. But France have been getting success with that. Dembélé does the same. He goes down the right side and then cuts onto his left foot. And, you know, as a defender, if you're not very sharp, that could cause you problems. So Spain, like I said, Spain is very confident in possession, folks. And I said this before in the tournament. France have not really played a team that's very comfortable in possession like they are. They had trouble with Paraguay. It was a very physical team, and they play that way because they can't hold the ball as much. Look at this. Excellent play here. And France are going to have to chase, but doing well to close them down. But Spain here with a shot on goal. And just off target. Not just off target. It was off target. And I think this is France's first real test. I know a lot of people are talking about how they were blowing everybody away. Sweden, no disrespect to Sweden. Their midfield is not even close to this. And, you know, Norway in the group stages. Paraguay is a team that anybody who watches South American football, that's how they play. And, oh, what a giveaway here. This could be something dangerous. France trying to recover. So France not looking solid, folks. They're showing their vulnerability. This could be something here. And almost 2-0. This is where Spain misses that number 9. France looking a little bit rattled here, folks. Look at this. A giveaway by Maigan. And I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I look at him at AC Milan all the time. Yeah, Paraguay. Paraguay is a strong team. Genuinely, folks, I'm not a Germany fan, but I thought Germany would have gotten further this time. I genuinely thought Germany would have gotten further, and it's just crazy. I thought Uruguay would have gotten further, and that's why you have to give credit to Cabo Verde. You know, because of these teams, and all, not just Cabo Verde, but Congo and all these other guys, they destabilize Portugal, Uruguay. It's crazy. So Spain in the box here causing problems. France, for the first time in a tournament, looking a little bit uncomfortable. But that's how football goes. You're not going to dominate for the entire game. And I expect France to have their moment as well, folks. So Yamal getting past his players. And Yamal is saying it's a corner. But the ref is saying no. The ref did miss a couple things, folks. So Barton is his name. Hawkeye. For those of you who like Marvel. So Yamal looking like he's in his zone. He did start with a hamstring injury at the beginning of the tournament. That really should have been a corner for Spain. We have a game, folks. We have a game. But make no mistake, count out France at your own peril. I've been watching this game way too long to decide a game until it's done. France are getting away with some calls here, folks. I won't lie. I've seen some calls here. So Olmo doing well. You know, the Barcelona player. And Spain, I think Spain and Rodri showing his experience. Rodrigo. Ballon d'Or winner, Spain. So if you're just joining us, the time is flying by. We're approaching the 40th minute. And we have our SofaScore stats. We have our stats on EXTVmedia.com, where we have a partnership with SofaScore, the global data company, folks. And we have data-driven content. It's not, as we say in Trinidad and Tobago, rum shop talk, which is fine if you want to talk with your boys. But, you know, for those who are into those stats. And it's an offside call. Yes. So Spain keeping their high line. So De La Fuente, like I said, folks, De La Fuente is a highly intelligent coach. And yes, he was narrowly offside. But Mbappe is that kind of player who will play that high, just off the last defender. And he's the kind of player who will cause you problems. So Dembele pressing. Unai Simon getting the ball out. And, this is the first time we're seeing France kind of challenged in midfield. And I told people this before the tournament. You have France, you have Spain, and you have Argentina, and you have England. I don't think England or Argentina have played their best games yet, to be honest. I think against Mexico, respectfully, I think Mexico, with all due respect to them, they had all the advantages. They had Azteca, the heights, take nothing away from England. They came back, Bellingham with 2 great goals. But I'll be honest, England without Bellingham and Kane probably would not be this far in the tournament. They have been absolute monsters for England. And they've been doing it a while now, folks. This is not a new thing. They've been doing it a while now. So if you're England, you're going to fancy your chances. If you're not playing well and you're getting those goals, sometimes the team that doesn't play the best football wins the tournament sometimes. That's just how football is. Spain putting too much pressure. France should be aware. Yeah, this is a great game, folks. Two very good teams. Two very good teams. And as a neutral today, I could actually relax and take in the game. Unlike tomorrow. Unlike tomorrow, folks. Oh my goodness. Just thinking about it gives me the heebie-jeebies. I think I've drank 1 sip of this. So Spain, very comfortable on the ball here. And France, with a couple nervous moments in there. But if you're just joining us, Spain are ahead 1-0. A penalty to Spain was awarded. A foul on Lamine Yamal. It was the right call. I mean, so this is where France are dangerous. But Unai Simon coming off his line. Spain are calling for that offside. Was it offside anyway? So Spain are playing that high line to try to trap Mbappe. So this is where Mbappe is dangerous. And as we all saw, folks, in the last World Cup final, this kind of reminds me of the last World Cup final, where it doesn't seem to be going their way. And my little mosquito zapper just zapped the mosquito. R.I.P. mosquito. So Unai Simon, well drilled, coming off his line. Keepers now are more than just guys who stand between the sticks, folks. They start the plays. They have to be good with their feet now. No longer they are just goalkeepers. So, Spain defending here. This is where this could be a problem. But Unai Simon, miscommunication there. So, the Spanish defender, Laporte is down. So, they're laughing now because a little bit of miscommunication. I understand that I played some football, guys, and sometimes you're like, hey, I got the ball. And in Trinidad, as a goalkeeper, you have to be very vocal. You have to command your area. If James was here, he would verify that. I mean, he's a former goalkeeper, played in Scotland. I played at university level and work with teams. You have to command your area. Communication is key. They're laughing about it now. But, that could have been very complicated for Spain. So it's good that they're in good spirits. Laporte. So what is it going to be? Is it a drop ball? What's happening? That's very strange. So, kind of basically giving Spain, France a chance. Dembele drawing a foul. So this is a dangerous area. I don't think that was a free kick, but let's take a look at the replay. Let's take a look at the replay. A penalty, a free kick in a dangerous area. Yamal, Rodri, and these guys are speaking to the ref. Oh, Dembele fell over on his own, folks. So France have gotten 2 calls in their favor. Well, they've gotten away with one. Olise pulling Cucurellas here. And I think it's going to Spain's favor now. So good call by the ref. Good decision. So the ref looks pretty calm. So at least, Deschamps, guy, he's won it as a player and he's won it as a coach. I remember watching that World Cup final in 1998 with my brother and his friends. And a lot of people, Brazil were kind of like France now. They had this team that was stacked. And France just spoiled that Brazilian party, folks. Zinedine Zidane that day. And Emmanuel Petit putting the nail in the coffin for the Brazilians. So this is where Olise is dangerous. And Spain doing a good job. De La Fuente, his team very well drilled. They're very comfortable in possession. You could see this, folks. And I don't think France have played a team like this yet. I think this is their first real test. And so far, it's very even. At any moment, France are a team that I always say play in episodes in these big games. You give Mbappe a half chance or Dembélé, and it's a problem. So Spain are going to want to control the play. That's a foul for sure. This is working in their favor. Fabian drawing that foul from Rabiot. So like I said, this is the first real test for France. So we have now 6 minutes of added on time. So we're approaching the 45th minute. That time flew by. That half time flew by, folks. And forgive me, my energy levels are fluctuating. We're here at EXTV Studios. A lot of people are asking for the TikTok as well. So Vincent, I saw a lot of people. Vincent Mbendera. Welcome on the Facebook Live. Drop your comments, drop your suggestions, drop your thoughts. And we do have not just content here, but head over to extvmedia.com when you're done for match previews from SofaScore. And Spain, France are going to want to try to end the half on a positive note. Ideally, equalizing, because 6 minutes is a long time in football. It's a long time. A lot can happen in football. It just takes a second to score a goal, folks. So Spain are doing what you expect, where they're comfortable in possession. And now France, in trying to regain possession, Spain are drawing fouls. So if you're De La Fuente, you're going to be happy with this. And this shows you, folks, football is more than just the physical. It's the mental. There's a mental aspect of the game. Is that Usain Bolt? I think there was a shot at Usain Bolt. So it's not just physicality and speed and strength, but also intelligence. You don't have to be a massively big, fast guy to be intelligent. And that's why I like it's two styles. I'm not saying either one is wrong, but it just shows you different aspects. Mohamed Topu Raihan, welcome on the Facebook Live. Drop your comments. So Koundé out wide. This could be something for France, but not connecting. France are not known for scoring with their headers. They are dangerous at dribbling out wide, getting those balls on top of the box there. So Spain are going to try to see out the half, at least keep it 1-0. And if you're Spain, you're going to want to get possession. France in a dangerous area here. They are calling for offside. Cucurella, like I said, he's going to be a key player, drawing a foul from Koundé, the Barcelona man. So let's see. Koundé shooting down that right side. That was a position I used to play. I played at university level, folks. I wasn't a pro. But I did work with pros. And I was told to mention this. I don't like doing it. But I did work with the women's national team and, clubs as an analyst, and James and I. So we're 2 minutes and 40 seconds into added on time. Spain 1, France 0. So I'm seeing the notifications coming in the chat there. Let me, folks, in the chat and all the chats, Facebook. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And I will be putting on TikTok in a couple seconds, because some people have been asking. Spain, Yamal sneaking in. Yamal looking like that hamstring injury is now, he's getting back into his groove. Very, young, confident player. So this is where France are dangerous. Well won. They had to win that tackle, or else France would have been clean through. Showing their confidence in possession. And, if you're French, you'll know that Spain are not afraid to keep the ball. And they're very good at it. And I said that, and classic commentators curse. Spain can keep the ball, and they gave it away. That's so typical. You call that the commentators curse, for those of you who don't know. I know the regular football fans will know. I was boasting about Spain's possession, and then they give the ball away very carelessly. But that's also a testament to France. Their athleticism, their speed, their movement. This is a 90-minute game, folks. And if you are Spain, you are going to want to see out the half, refresh yourself. And if you're France, you're going to want to try to finish on a high. And Koundé now drawing a foul from Spain. And if you're Spain, you're probably okay with these fouls higher up the pitch. That's you don't mind getting a foul that high up the pitch. It's further away from your goal. You can regroup, catch your breath, get your shape. Get into your defensive shape. They're going to go down that right side and do 1-2s. And well read by Spain there. So Olmo, a player I really like a lot. And we saw this in the Olympics as well, when France played Spain in the final. Although France scored, Thierry Henry was the coach. Possession kind of won in the end. And, Spain, a classic example of technical intelligence versus, physicality. I'm not saying France doesn't have it, but this is their first real test. So Redo's come on, Redo. Rachel! Rachel has so much more meaning now. So what do you think about the game, Redo? And everybody else, be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, because you do automatically qualify for the EXTV giveaway, a jersey of your choice. A football jersey, club or country. And also a copy of EFC 27. But you have to like, subscribe, scan the QR code as well. There's a voting poll in there where you could put your votes as well. And we do a draw and you win. So we take all the names from TikTok, YouTube, everywhere. And the comments. When you comment, it also helps your case a little bit more. And we already had 2 giveaways already. Mark Molino and Gregory. And of course, we'll be having another one for the World Cup. So Mbappe in that dangerous area. France with a half-hearted attempt at handball, but nothing. So that's why Mbappe and Barcola are dangerous, as well as Dembele. They're not afraid to run at you and possibly draw a foul. So if you're Spain, you're going to want to see out these last 15 seconds here. Get to halftime, regroup. And if you're France, you probably want to end on a strong note. So Abd Lali Mehone has liked. And everybody, I know people are watching from all over the world. Let me know where you're from. So Dembele. Olise, that's a desperate call, Olise. Olise, you already got away with one with Kukurea. And he's asking for a pen. And I can understand why. So it is now halftime. It is now halftime. Spain 1, France 0. What a technical game. That just flew by. So Redo is saying Spain have France playing their game. Fredo saying, let's see what happens second half. Spain overrated too much from Kingley. France will come back like 2-1. You never know, folks. They are capable. So Oyazabal. That's a Spanish pronunciation for the goal scored. So a penalty was given to Spain around the 20th, 21st minute. Yamal cutting into the box there, forcing a foul. And chat, you could let me know, do you think it was a penalty? I think it was. I think it's very hard to dispute it. I think it's very hard to dispute that one. And Othabayal, who won the Copa del Rey this year at the expense of Atletico Madrid, has put Spain 1-0 ahead. So as we all know, folks, very strong teams. A lot of people are asking me to put... Oh, I didn't stop my clock. Stop the clock. Need to stop my clock. So let's stop my clock here. There we go. So I am pacing myself. If you notice, my speed of delivery is a little bit slower. So Kingley, them French fans wasted a match in the first half. I mean French defenders. Yeah, they are. And I think that's a testament to how Spain plays. So you guys want me to put on the TikTok? You could let me know for the TikTok people. I guess the TikTok people won't be here to answer, so I probably should just put it on. So while we're talking and we're having our halftime discussion, I will set up the TikTok. I'm a bit off camera, but that's okay. That's why we like these streams. I'm going to get my device. Because that's the amazing world we live in, folks. When I was growing up, I never thought we'd live in a world where you could create your studio and communicate with people all over the planet. And, getting the pleasure and the honor of working with professional footballers that I looked up to. Working with SofaScore and having amazing information with them. Meeting Pablo Aimar, working with the national team. And these are guys I looked at on television. And, I always, when you're a kid and you're playing football, you kind of think about these things. And it's amazing that we live in a time where all of us can communicate like this. And everybody has different opinions. That's fine. I like that everybody in EXTV and this crew we have. Everybody's very respectful. I know everybody's passionate. But I appreciate that. So SM Shorif has followed. And we could, connect on all these platforms all over the world. And that's why, I committed to these World Cup streams. Because they are very much exciting. The World Cup is an amazing fiesta for sports. And, to connect with people that, normally couldn't be done many years ago. And the support I'm getting for ExtraTime TV and the subscriptions and, getting the numbers up, it means a lot. It helps the channel. We have the EXTV merch store. We have the link in the description below for the people on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You could head over to that the merch store and purchase merch. And we also have the super chats for those of you who want to do that. And, we also have the EXTVmedia.com, where we have a lot of data-driven content where we give our analysis. And so far, we've got them, I think, like 99% correct. So you can take a look at our data-driven analysis and our match previews on EXTVmedia.com. We had one for this game. We have one for this game, and we have one for the other game. So you all could take a look as well. And you could drop your comments and drop your predictions. So I'm trying to set up the TikTok here as well. I have been pacing myself because this has been very physically demanding on my body. And of course, the other big game tomorrow, England versus Argentina. What a game that's going to be. You all know that's going to be a tough game for me to watch. That's going to be a difficult game. These are watch-alongs. I'm allowed to be emotional and be free. And that's what I love about the watch-alongs. It's not rigid and we can interact with everybody in real time. So I know there's a lot of people all around the world watching. And of course, my regulars in there, Andre, everybody. So Kingsley, I favored Jurgen Klinsmann to take charge as the new manager of Toronto senior men's football team for the CONCACAF Nations League. Derek King wasted so many chances. We'll see. And as I always said, Kingsley, can we afford somebody like Klinsmann? Would he want to come here? I mean, these coaches that are of a high level, they evaluate countries, they evaluate the setup, they evaluate the system. And, I can't see, unless we have lots and lots of money, and we don't, luring a coach down here with the kind of infrastructure we have. It's very difficult. And, of course, a lot of people within the professional setup, apparently you need to agree with them all the time. And there's a thing called constructive criticism. And that's something a lot of them never heard of. So I'm seeing some highlights. So the game tomorrow, folks, be sure to join in for that game. Argentina taking on England. England versus Argentina in the other semi-final match. What a match that is going to be. I know a lot of the English pundits are writing off Argentina. I have always been quietly confident. I'll never be these overconfident guys. I've been watching football way too long. So I said, I saw Mayan Ahmed has liked. And of course, people in the YouTube as well. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. And you could scan that QR code there off to the side. There's a EXTV poll in there where you could state and vote who you think is going to win. And we'll be paying attention to all the people in there, because when you do all that, you automatically qualify for the EXTV giveaway, which is a football jersey of your choice, club or country, and a copy of EAFC 27 when it comes out. So we will have a draw. We already had 2 winners already. And we will do it globally. So just saying. Just saying. So I will be setting up the TikTok and catching my breath, slowing things down. People are asking for it, so I'm going to do it. What the people want, they shall get. So I'm going to step off camera and just connect this thing to the charger. So I'm seeing Mami C has liked. So Kingsley saying Derek King needs to know only European coaches or foreign coaches can lead Trinidad at a competitive level and not him. Since 27, we have suffered 5 matches in a row. And the TTFA president doesn't care. Yeah, it has been tough as a Trinidad and Tobago fan. And I personally think they should have kept Dwight York. But I knew it was financially not sustainable. So I'm going to plug. So folks, just give me 1 second. I'm going to plug this into the charger really quickly. Don't you go anywhere. So I'm still here, folks. So I'm setting this up for you guys. So my audio is a little bit off because I'm away from the mic. But that'll be fixed soon. So the only thing about the TikTok is it burns through my devices. I used to do a multi-stream, but I was getting a lot of problems with it, folks. I was getting a lot of problems because it was, I don't know, it was getting reported. I don't know why that was happening, but no, I fixed it. The only problem is the device I have, even with a connected charger, seems to get burnt out. But that's also a credit to you guys. You guys have been burning up the chat. So I'll give it a little juice and then I'll turn it on. So I'm seeing Palmer Chiusti has liked. Very interesting names. Let me know where you all are from. Let me know where you all are from. So let me take a look at the multi-stream. So the people from the different platforms are in here. So that's going to load up in a little while. So I'm seeing a chat from everybody in there. And, like I said, it's amazing that we live in a time where we have all this technology and we can communicate with all these people. And some people have been asking, this is the Diego Maradona jersey that was re-released by Adidas. So I'm seeing is now following. So welcome. I appreciate that. Palmer Chiusti. Am I pronouncing that correctly? And of course, we do have our Argentina promos. We have Maria on our social media team. You can head over to Instagram. So Mohammed Topan Raihan, hello, brother. I'm from Bangladesh. Welcome, Bangladesh. Are you a supporter of Argentina? Let me know. And Palmer Chiusti. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Palmer? Spain? Bienvenido. I know a couple of words. I'm actually trying to actively learn Spanish right now. Bienvenido, Palmer. Buenas tardes, I think. So I love that we could see everybody in the chat here, folks. So welcome, Mohammed. I'm now seeing your messages. So welcome from Bangladesh. I just refreshed my chat. So I'm seeing both on YouTube, Twitch, and on Facebook. Now, Palmer, how do you think this game is going to go? I'm seeing MD Assad Khan has liked the stream. Folks, you guys make this so much fun for me. Like, there are times I'm honestly completely exhausted. And your positive feedback makes a massive difference. It makes a massive difference. By the way, people on Facebook, Twitch, everywhere, you all want me to load the play-by-play from SofaScore? I could put that on the side of the screen, folks, if you all want to see that. So if anybody's in there and you want to see that, Kingly, everybody else, you could give me a thumbs up. I know some people like it, and it's from SofaScore. We have a wonderful partnership with them. So I'm seeing some comments flying in. So, Kingly, I'm a loyal fan of Trinidad, but if Trinidad lose to Louisville City and TTFA still keep Derek King as Trinidad will get relegated in the CONCACAF Nations League, I will quit supporting Trinidad for good. Oh, my God. Until we get a quality coach. I guess, I've seen it from both sides because I did work with them for a little while. We are in a tough spot. We're in a tough spot. Financially, football is a very expensive sport. And we all know that there are people who have been there for many years. And I will never advocate for people losing their jobs because people need to survive and pay their bills. But, performance. This is a performance-driven sport. And there are people who have been there. And the people who know, and I guess that's where people like myself and, the Interception Pod and Scully. Shout out to those guys, by the way. I hope you guys are looking at my stream. Where our job is to kind of get that middle ground. I mean, I actually have a coaching background and football, but, so I could give both sides of the coin. I understand there are some good coaches who come in with good intentions. I believe Dwight York was one of them, and Russell and those guys. But clearly, at the end, the same issues came back. And the problem is when people talk about it in Trinidad and Tobago football, it becomes a problem. So that's a problem with Trinidad and Tobago. So people, Palmer, Mohammed, I see Mohammed. So we have some people from Bangladesh, Spain, France. That's crazy, folks. I love that. I love it. It's absolutely crazy. And I know Bangladesh. You all are massive Argentina fans across there. I would love to come to one of those Argentina celebrations in Bangladesh. Now, folks, for those of you who don't know, I do work in the CPL. I did work with the Trinbago Knight Riders for a little while and also now with the CPL. Every year we do have our content that's coming up right after the World Cup, so I'm not going to get much of a rest. So, for you Bangladesh people out there, I know you guys like your cricket. I was always a football guy, but, the Knight Riders pulled me back in. And a lot of these guys are my friends, so it's a huge honor to meet these guys like Bravo and Pollard. And I had the pleasure of being around these guys and working with them, in and around them for an entire CPL season. And it's amazing to see in all sports. It's kind of the same to see these champions, like these guys who are winners and how they operate behind the scenes, how they handle pressure, just generally how they conduct themselves, the things they have to deal with that we as fans have no clue that they have to deal with on a daily basis. And the mental fortitude these guys and gals have to play the sport. It's amazing. So former USA manager Jurgen Klinsmann is our only option. I mean, that would be nice if we could get him, or can we afford him? That's the question. I had the pleasure of meeting Klinsmann once, so you'd probably like that. So Kingly, I realize you like Germany, right? I know you like Ronaldo, but I noticed you mentioned Germany a lot. I know you mentioned Joachim Löw. So I'm guessing I have a lot of respect for them and the Dutch. So, that would be great. But I could see, I'll tell you this, Kingly. So I'm seeing Wayne, Hepsi, and Jasmine. Is that you, Athena? I think you mentioned that that's your Facebook alias. So make sure and join in and share with your friends, everybody. It really helps. So as like the stream, yeah, and drop your predictions. And like I said, scan the QR code if you want to start dropping your predictions. And that helps you with the giveaways. There's a poll on the WhatsApp channel right now. So you all can scan the QR code on the screen and head over there and it's within the broadcast chat. So you can do your vote. So I'm setting up the TikTok here. I was giving this thing a little bit of juice. Juicy juice. So I'll be live on TikTok soon as well. Oops.
To get more views with no extra work. Then honestly,
the volume is pretty high. So I'm setting it up, folks. You guys. So Spain 1, France, Les Bleus 0. So like I said, folks, a clash of two multiple teams. Clash of titans, if you'd like to say. The two outright World Cup favorites heading into this tournament. Spain started off a little bit slow, and I will respectfully say I don't think France really got that much of a challenge up until now. I always said it, and I say this in the most respectful way. I think in terms of midfield and passing, they haven't really played a team that's comfortable on the ball like Spain. Both teams have their strengths, and let's see what Deschamps is doing. So yes, so welcome Athena, my loyal people, Athena, Kingley, Getmore, everybody else. Don't tell me it will be unlikely to hire Klinsmann. We would be in serious trouble under King's leadership. The thing is, Kingley, can the TTFA pay these guys? That's the question I'm trying to ask you. They can't even pay the players. They're going to pay the coach. That's what I mean. I would love to. I actually think Joachim Löw would be great. If we ever get him and allow him to help us develop our football, or even some coaches from South America as well. But knowing Trinidad and Tobago, if we do hire these coaches, you will have people who criticize them, saying they're not good. They will be very impatient with them and not give them the chance to do their job. And that's a problem with Trinidad and Tobago. We had Leo Ben-Hacker. Imagine there were people who are in the football circles now who criticize Leo Ben-Hacker. That's just to tell you. And these people are still there. They are still there, folks. So the game is about to restart. I didn't start the TikTok yet, but let me make sure I get my clock right. So we're about to start the second half, and we're back. I think I may be a couple seconds off, but that's okay. So the second half has resumed very quickly, apparently. So we're back, folks. We are back. I'm setting up the TikTok while we speak. Red Trinidad and Tobago football needs a reboot. And a proper reboot, Andre. So we're now back to that, and I will be resuming the weekly episodes from EXTV Live where we could talk about these things live, folks. What do you all think about that? What do you all think about that? I will be doing that. So I'm getting a whole bunch of updates here. I'm seeing Masego Sanelisewe has liked. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Let me know where you're from. And I love that there's people all over. Bangladesh, France, Spain. Welcome. Bienvenido. France, bonjour. And I did tell you folks, my viewers, that I'm committing to try to... So France are playing the 4-2-3-1. I'm not seeing any changes. So you have Bakole, Olise, and Dembélé, and then up front in the number 9 or false 9 position is France. So both coaches would have had discussions. They're both very experienced. Deschamps, this would be... his third World Cup cycle with France, I believe. Is it? Did he coach in 2014? I'm trying to remember now. I know Dominic was 2010. And we all know about the disaster where the French team, who have been known to self-destruct on their own, is that going to happen this time around? So I'm trying to fix the live while we're talking here, folks. And it's giving me a lot of trouble. So, Redo, we have the talent on the field. We need someone to use our skill and turn into a winning strategy. You know who I would love to coach Trinidad and Tobago? And he will not take any nonsense, but he will never come here because he's the kind of guy who will see the nonsense and be like, walk away. Jose Mourinho. He's of that age. He's kind of done, after Real Madrid, but of course he's at Real Madrid now. But, he has that kind of age where he could come in, cause some problems. Spain applying some pressure, and you're seeing France starting to show some of those... A team that is also comfortable in possession and pressing. So, France are now getting a team that are not afraid to pass the ball, not afraid to push them back. And, this is the guy, if you're France, you want on the ball. But Kukurea doing well to dispossess Olise. So they're getting a challenge, folks. And this is what we love. I'm a neutral today, so, I can I'm trying to set up the title here for you guys. You guys. And then I will go live on TikTok. So France. I'm typing it in here, folks. I couldn't do it before because it's a lot of setting up. So the people on TikTok once again. But for the Argentina game, I'm going to do the full TikTok. So we're going to go live very soon. So, France 0, Spain 1. And it's a very tactical game. Let's see what adjustments both coaches make. And like, folks, if you've been watching football, there's a bit of a 50-50 challenge there. Both players, I don't think there was any ill intent by both players. Just both players going for a ball. You could see that there. That happens in football. And of course, the French players are trying to get... So, Upamecano and Fabian crashing into each other. So France are trying to muscle their way in. Trying to get a false spin. Excellent passing. Yamal, that's the kind of player he won on the ball. France are going to have to be very careful with him. He chooses his moments as well. As I said multiple times, he did come into this tournament with a hamstring injury. But he seems to be hitting form at the right time. So we're live on TikTok. People, we're live on TikTok here. We did start at halftime. We're doing our watch along for the Spain... the France versus Spain game. A lot of people asked me to put a TikTok back on. So we're here at EXTV Studios. So everybody in here, I'm seeing Trouble is in here. And I'm going to have to put on my glasses. Dando, well, the other glasses. So be sure to join in. I'm going to put this on the stand here really quick. So we're here at EXTV Studios. And we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and everywhere else. So let me line you guys up here on TikTok. So TikTok, you guys are seeing me. I know I have my regulars who join me. Forgive me for not doing it earlier. But we're in now. So, I'm seeing a lot of people joined. Who are you supporting in the TikTok? Kingsley, Redo, the special one, anyone? He won't come, but I could see somebody like Mourinho, because Mourinho is the kind of guy, folks, in case you wonder, if he's coaching Trinidad and Tobago, he's not afraid. Ooh, that was a foul. Did I miss something? When I looked away for the TikTok. So people on the TikTok, just letting you all know, welcome, and be sure to smash that like button, drop your predictions below, and follow me, because when you do that, you automatically qualify for the EXTV giveaway. Drop your predictions and follow, and hit that like, and share with your friends. This is the big boy part of the tournament. We are doing giveaways, and we are live. Yamal in on goal here, and just getting muscled enough, but was it offside? He was offside. He was offside. So Yamal starting to choose his moments. Look at that. Yeah, he was offside. Maybe that's why he didn't commit too much. But, you know, this is where Yamal is dangerous. This is where Lamine Yamal, and he looks like he's confident. When you get those kind of hamstring injuries, your confidence is a little bit off. Spain doing well to keep winning back the ball. This kind of reminds me of the Argentina-Spain game, where, you know, Spain are mostly winning the 50-50 tackles, creating a lot of the chances. So I'm seeing Alex, BND, Lanumide. A lot of people joining in TikTok as well. So people in the TikTok, drop your predictions and follow me, because you will qualify for the giveaway. The chance for the giveaway. And of course, we're live on YouTube, Twitch, and on Facebook as well. So who's going to win this, folks? That trophy behind. Kingsley. Anyone favored Jurgen Klinsmann over Derek? Put your hands in the air. Spain in the box. Dangerous shot, but over the bar. Othabayal, which is the right pronunciation for his name. And like I said, folks, do forgive me if my energy levels are fluctuating. This is a proper game. This is a proper game. So I've seen my people in the TikTok joining as well. Be sure to hit those likes and follows. So you're not just here for style, folks. If you're watching the game, let me know where you're watching it from on TikTok. And we are live on YouTube, on Twitch as well. We have all the stats and so on there. And let me know people in the chats as well. For people on the Facebook, Twitch, and on YouTube. If you all want me to put up the play-by-play, I can. I can do that. I just didn't get around to it. There's a lot to do. There's a lot to do. And I'm operating with a skeleton crew today. And of course, tomorrow is the other big one. England taking on Argentina. You could scan the QR code and start heading over to the EXTV WhatsApp broadcast channel, where we have lots of extra content. And we have a poll in there right now, so that could help your chance of winning the prizes, folks. If you scan the QR code from the YouTube and Facebook stream, you will get into the WhatsApp broadcast group and you could cast your vote. Who's going to win? Yamal looking dangerous, drawing a foul. And the ref saying play on. But this is where Yamal is dangerous. He's choosing his moments and forcing France into some uncomfortable moments. And this is where I said, this is the first test for France. And make no mistake, this game is far from over, folks. France have the components to cause some problems. And they're going to have to get back into this game. And it's very similar to the dynamic. This is the first time I'm seeing Deschamps sweating. And like with all due respect to all the other teams France has faced, this is their first real test. And it seems like Spain are clicking at the right time. They did start up a little bit slow and they just methodically took Portugal apart. But I did say in my one area of concern with a team like Spain is that they do lack that number 9 to finish. But De La Fuente and his team are sticking with their style of play. It all started around the time after Luis Aragonés Del Bosque took over, where they really embodied, I don't like to say tiki-taka, it's more than that. But France with a chance here. This is where Mbappe is dangerous, but dispossessed. So far, Mbappe has been kept pretty quiet. But as you all know, it just takes one moment. So TikTok, what do you think? Were you all watching this game? Are you all football fans? Who are you supporting? France or Spain? Les Bleus versus Spain. And keep smashing that like button for my regulars in there. For my regulars. Let me know what's going on. So we're 54 minutes in. Spain 1, France 0. And the days of just keeping possession for the entire game, that's long gone. Othabayal, not very happy with that ball. But Olmo, doing well. Olise, being a bit theatrical. Come on, Olise, you are better than that. You don't need to do that. He was rolling around and he's miraculously got back up. So, if you're a ref and you're looking at that, with all the technology, refs will observe that you're kind of trying to con the ref. That's what happened to Mbolo as well. Oh, so Spain with a miscommunication, and that's what you don't want because France can't hurt you with those mistakes. Bacola out. Oh, this could be something for France, but well read by Unai Simon. And France are not getting to players fluidly with the fluidity that they like. So I know everybody's quiet now. Drop your predictions and let me know if you all want the play-by-play up on the screen. Andre, everybody, people in the TikTok, let me know what's going on. Let me know if you're hearing me okay in the TikTok as well. Share with your friends. People Trinidad and Tobago, when you join in, I'm seeing Samish, Ali, Long Neck. Wow, that's a hilarious name, Long Neck. I used to call Acuna Short Neck. Vasco has joined. Justin. Ania has joined. So like I said, folks, if you're joining in, it's not just for fun. You can drop your predictions. You can win a prize. We're here at EXTV Studios. So drop your predictions and also follow us. We're trying to get to that 1,000 mark on TikTok. So let's get those followers up, folks. Let's get those followers up. Somebody told me only girls in bikinis get likes on TikTok. So let's show that that's not the case. I can't do that, obviously. But I can't give you the best football content I can, and let's have some fun. I know not sometimes there's some people, you may not like Spain or France, but let me know your thoughts. Whipped in, dangerous ball. It was, I think the intent was here for Yamal. And this is where I think if Spain had a dynamic number 9, so another PSG man coming on. And, France have these kind of players. Very similar characteristics. So Bacola is coming off. One PSG man for another for Dewey. So De La Fuente, they're going to pay attention to this. Like I told you all before this game, De La Fuente is a very intelligent coach. I have a lot of respect for him. And, it's going to be two players, two very similar characteristics. So, Spain are just going to be like, let's be one and the same. And at some point, France are going to have to step up. And you can see Olise trying to get into the game here. But Spain doing enough. And this is a perfect example of athleticism versus technical ability and footballing intelligence. And I love it. Different styles of football. Of course, if you're a French fan, you're not loving this right now. But folks in the chat, do you think Spain are gonna, France are gonna come back, or Spain? What's gonna happen? Let's get those predictions. Kingly, everybody else in all the chats, Twitch, Facebook, everywhere else. MD Ariana's followed 2 minutes ago on Facebook. So Olmo in a dangerous spot. He has a lot of space to run. He has a player out wide. He's looking at Yamal. And this is one of the first time, folks, you're seeing France kind of on the back foot. Rodri, Ballon d'Or winner, trying to get the ball to Yamal. Spain still in possession. And this is the first time France have really had to deal with this in the entire tournament, folks. While they're not under pressure, they are getting challenged. Olmo, this could be number 2 for Spain. Number 2 for Spain. Spain are up 2-0. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. This is just like the Argentina game, folks. Oh my God. Le Bleu. Spain with a masterclass in passing. With a masterclass in passing. But folks, if you are French, you have to take positivity. Believe in your team now. This is a team that has the capabilities to come back. So if you're just joining us, Pedro Porro getting the second goal for Spain from a beautiful passing move. They had an excellent spell of possession. And now, let me just update the score. Spain 2, France 0. France have an uphill battle, folks. Deschamps and his right-hand man doing what I used to do for the women's national team. Excellent 1-2 play, started by him and finished by him. Beautiful timed pass by Olmo. De La Fuente, folks. I told you guys, this guy. People in the TikTok chats. Spain 2. Dos. France. Le Bleu 0. Excellent finish as well. Perhaps the keeper could have probably closed in a bit more. But that take nothing away from the finish. Take nothing away from the finish. De La Fuente and his men are 2-0 up. Mbappe and his men have been in this position before. So can France react? And can Spain see out this game? France wasting the game. King Lee, come on. You think they're going to come back? Let's see. So Spain, comfortable in possession. And I did mention this in the match preview. When we were starting the game. This is the first real test for France. A team that is equally comfortable in possession. And you know, while France are a very powerful team and just as skillful, you know, that ability to keep the ball and make France work. Because France have dominated all the teams so far in the tournament. But I always said respectfully, respect to everybody they played. They haven't played a team that's equal in possession and comfortable in possession like them. And I said before the tournament, Spain and France were the outright favorites. This is like a World Cup final. We're kind of getting a 2002 final here, minus the comeback so far, with Spain instead of Argentina. Every time I think about that game tomorrow, my stomach is already starting to turn, folks. You all know I'm an Argentina fan. I'm already suffering. Yamal, this could be number 3 for Spain. Yamal, 3-0. Oh no, the ref is calling offside. Did France just get bailed out? Did France just get bailed out? They're going to look at it, folks. Yamal is saying no. Let's see, folks. Yamal with an audacious piece of skill. Even if it gets... Wow, so they didn't even look at it. So clearly... So why we're not seeing the replay? I don't like that, folks. I don't like when there's a call that we're not sure about and we don't see a replay. That makes... There's been a lot of dodgy decisions in this World Cup. And a lot of people like to say it's for Argentina, but let's be real. England, ball hitting the camera. Come on. That's good. That's crazy. And it's amazing how when it's not Argentina, everybody just kind of just ignores that. Like I said, folks, don't listen to TikTok pundits. Listen to actual analysts. I don't know, folks. That looks onside. But I missed the replay. Let's get a better replay. Come on, show us another replay. They're not showing the replays. So it's offside. Ayotal Samoth, 6867. I didn't see the replay chat. Was it offside? TikTok, was that offside? Where you all watching this game? Where you all watching this game? I'm seeing... I'm going to have to put my glasses on to read on TikTok. To read everybody who's joining in. So this French goalkeeper is a waste. He's normally very good. And I think Roche just sold out that they're capturing this feed. And it's not 4K. For people who stream, they know what that means. So could that be the bailout France needs? And Cucurella, folks, I did say he was an important person for this game. France are on the back foot. This plays into Spain's favor, but we've seen this before in 2022. France just need those 2 moments. And I would say, if they don't have an Otamendi moment, the way how Spain are playing, they could see this off. But I could also see France sneaking one back. So Philip Paula Moin, welcome. So Iota Lal Samoth. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Offside. Where are you from? That's an interesting name. Are you from Trinidad? Where are you from? Let me know. So Spain, keeping possession. But France, as expected, world pressure. Spain are impressively winning the ball back very quickly. And looking very comfortable on the ball. And this kind of reminds me of the Olympic final when Spain played France. I was there for that game with my brother, his wife, 2 nieces who are here right now. I thought they were going to come down. If you guys are watching, you guys could pop by and say hi if you all want. I'm watching on Fox. So where are you from? Yotal, am I pronouncing your name correctly? What country are you from? Where do you hail? So folks, I've been watching football for a long time. And until the final whistle is blown, it's not over until it's over. I left my glasses in the car. So it's very hard to read the TikTok names. I'm seeing a thumbs up joined. So France trying to switch it up here now. And they can. They most definitely can. So Kingley is watching on score 808. So Mbappe, this is what he does. And these are the moments Mbappe could pull something out, folks. Can he drag his team back like he did in the last World Cup final? And he is capable. And Spain, you know, when you run at defenders like that, the tendency to get a foul is a lot easier. So there's a ball whipped in the box there. Well blocked by Spain, looking very composed in defense. So France, you know, going to have to be calm. They have the tools. They have the players. And Spain, a 2-0 lead is very difficult to negotiate. And by the way, both my nieces, they lived in Paris for a long time. And my brother, and they're in Qatar. So they, you know, they have a lot of love for both teams. I'm Argentina, so you know where I stand. But I have a lot of respect for Spain. I like what they stand for in football. I also have a lot of respect for France. And you get to see both styles. So did Olmo draw a foul there? What a player Olmo is. I've been watching him, you know, with Barcelona and Spain. And I remembered in the Euros when England was just getting their way to the final. And, you know, Spain just kind of calmly dissected them. And I like seeing different styles of football. So Yamal is in the zone. Otabayal pressing. And France are going to try. And I like that, you know, Spain are not going to sit back like the other teams France faced in the tournament. Once again, winning possession. Yamal almost squeezing in between the 2 centre-backs there. That would have been the nail in the coffin. So if you're just joining us, folks, France 0, Spain 2. Spain getting the ball in the back of the net with Yamal, but it was ruled offside. That would have been the nail in the coffin for France, I think, because of how Spain plays. So if you're Spain, and I'm sure De La Fuente knows this, you want to get to the hydration break, try not to get France back into the game, because then, you know, a 2-goal lead is very deceptive. I know that's incredibly cliche. Everybody who watches football has heard that before. France out on the wings there. Excellent tackle by Spain. You know, nothing seems to be going well for France right now. But football could change at a moment's time, folks. At a moment's time. So everybody in the TikTok as well. See, Kelly is in here as well. Kelly, drop those likes and share with your friends, Kelly. What a game we're watching. What a game. And we're getting people from all over. Bangladesh, Spain, France, Mbappe. Wow. This is what Mbappe does. He literally pulled a shot out of nowhere and it almost went wide. Ayotal, are you from Trinidad? Yamal is hungry for it. I want to know where everybody's from, folks. I want you all to, when you come in, let me know where you're from. And don't forget to subscribe, Ayotal, because you could qualify for the EXTV giveaways. So France, looking a little bit dangerous here. They love that cutback on the inside, so Spain are going to have to defend that inevitable attack from France. And as you know, France are capable. Unai Simon comfortably grabbing the ball. So if you're De La Fuente and his men, you're going to want to get those. Ooh, Yamal almost getting on the end of that. Olise, the man you don't really want on the ball if you're Spain. Getting the ball, trying to do some overloads on the right side for France. And this is where France are dangerous. The ref blew a whistle for something. He's saying Mbappe is offside. And like I said, folks, with people supporting France. Ayotal, he's hungry. Yeah, correct. Philip Paulo Moyani. Oh, yeah, he has liked. So people in the TikTok, I'm seeing Juan Camillo. Who is this from Trinidad? Lily. I'm trying to read, but what is that? Sing from Trinidad. Welcome. And be sure to smash that like, folks. Smash those likes. I want to get those likes up. Get those likes going. So, France, 0. España, Spain, 2. And it was Lamine Yamal scored a third. That looks like a foul. The ref is going to have to call that one. And Koundé looking a bit frustrated. You know, he plays in Barcelona. The ref is letting that go, which I don't think the Spanish players will be happy with. So France are now in a dilemma. Do they press? And then Spain pick them off on the... That's another foul. So Koundé is playing with fire, folks. This is his second successive foul in a couple minutes. So I'm seeing City Boy G86 has joined. And so like I said, everybody in the TikTok, smash those likes. We are doing a giveaway. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. We're live on Facebook. We have people like Shaka Isup and Kenwin Jones and everybody on in here. So there's a hydration break. So if you're France, Deschamps is going to have a conversation right now. And if you're also French, you've been in this position before. You've been in this position before. So I think Kukurea is telling the ref about the fouls. You know, listen, I need to see a replay of that Yamal goal. I didn't get to see it properly, folks. I need to see a replay of that. What a game, folks. What a game. People on the TikTok as well. I saw you guys are giving me the likes. So like I said, keep the likes going. And people in the TikTok as well. If you're wondering, this is not just a random stream. You're wondering, who is this guy on TikTok? Well, this is Andre Sooklal from EXTV. And, you know, we have Kenwin Jones, Terry Fennick, and all these guys, Shaka Hislop, and we're doing the watch-along for the entire World Cup. We're live on YouTube, Twitch, and so on at EXTV Studios. We're going to see who's going to win that trophy in just a couple days. And if you're just joining us, France 2-0 down to Spain. The Game Lord has joined. What a name. When you like, follow, and drop some predictions, you automatically qualify for the giveaway. And we already had 2 winners already. A football jersey of your choice and a copy of EAFC 27. And other cool prizes as well. So, Ayotal, France are in trouble. Welcome, Ayotal. Don't forget to subscribe. Like and subscribe. And we do have a poll for the people on YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. There's a QR code you will see to my left, which is that way. You could scan the QR code and go into the EXTV broadcast group where we have news, updates, cool social media content, and information from extvmedia.com. We could check it out. But right now we have a poll, so you could go in there and vote. And we will be pulling from our draw people from that poll to see who wins the prize. So you can do that as well. You can do that. So France are in trouble. You are correct. Kevin Moody, welcome. Kevin, you know, you're going to have to come here and get your jersey, Kevin. I'm going to have to FedEx it down to your house. Kevin, I'm nervous about the game tomorrow, Kevin. I am nervous about the game tomorrow. That's going to be a very hard game. I'm relaxed today because I don't really have much of a dog in this fight. I only support Argentina, and that's just the reality. But what a clash of champions. This could have been a World Cup final. 71 minutes. The hydration break is going on. The supporters of Les Bleus look very stressed out. But if you are French, you have been in this position before. So I'm seeing Sinclair. Let me see if I could get a better view. Maxine Sinclair, good evening. Thank you so much. And like I said, folks, keep smashing that like button. It really helps. And follow me. Follow the creator, which is I, because you do qualify. So Elise is coming off. Which says a lot, folks. It says a lot. Deschamps is not afraid to make changes. We saw in the last World Cup. Cherokee coming on. A little bit of a unfriendly bump there. That was a bit strange. So Hernandez coming on. Inter Milan fans will be very familiar with this person. So good evening. Chicken Wings has come in the TikTok chat as well. So like I said, for people in the TikTok, in the YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, there's that QR code. You could start dropping your votes in there. Or in the live chat as well. You could do that as well. And let's see what's going on here. I know some of you are a couple seconds ahead due to your location. And Chouameni here. Starting to get physical. France And the last World Cup, Camavinga and they came on and Thuram and really switched up a gear physically. But I have a feeling Spain may have looked at that game. De La Fuente is a coach that does not mess around. And these players are going to be finely drilled. So let's see if the substitutions for France pay off. And like I will say, folks, until the final whistle is done, if you're a Spanish fan, you can't celebrate. You can't celebrate yet. So people on the live chat, be sure to share with your friends. I'll be seeing who shared, and your names will pop up in the draw, so you could do that. So Mbappe, a little bit isolated here. They're going to apply pressure as expected. Very well held up the ball. Yamal, that's the kind of guy you want on the ball right now. Not the guy if you're French. And of course, France will apply pressure, but not being able to combine really well, folks. There's a folks. How many times did I say folks in this stream? So Ferran coming on for Spain. Another excellent player. Everybody was talking about France's bench coming on to replace Otabayal. And it's great to see all the Spanish players coming in. And folks, I want to say this. We've had a great World Cup. A lot of people have been hate-mongering on TikTok and spreading a lot of lies about different countries. Please do your research. A lot of it is not true. A lot of it is not true. So, Spain, Yamal, looking dangerous with a through ball. Is it offside? It is offside. It looked a little bit offside. So, Justin Sadu. Well, what's up, Justin? Welcome, Justin. Justin, imagine your boy David Silva on this field right now. Great player from a great Spanish team. Started off with a great Valencia team, Losche. Everybody knows I like Inter Milan, but I have a lot of love for Valencia, and it's really sad where they are right now. For people who haven't been looking at La Liga for the last 10 seconds, know that, Valencia in the 2000s and even the early 2010s were always a very strong team, and then Gary Neville came and destroyed them. They had Pablo Aimar, Silva. So Mbappe not getting the service. And this is a perfect example of the characteristics. Physical attributes versus technical and high footballing IQ. And I said this multiple times during the World Cup, folks. France, no disrespect to the teams they played, have not played a team that is confident in possession. Like Spain. Portugal chose to sit back. I don't know why. And, Spain took advantage. But Spain are a team that are not afraid to keep the ball. And they also will press you. And press you intelligently, and they will keep the ball. And they're not afraid to pass the ball around the middle. So France, this is the first team that are not going to allow France to just run through you. They're going to make you work. Paraguay was different because I think they're aware they can't play like Spain, but they will physically get to you. So this is where France is here. Mbappe, once again, having to drag his team back, drawing a foul, I think. And of course, he's kind of rolling around. And I saw Olise doing this in the first half. Mbappe on the floor, Yamal kind of checking on him, which is nice to see. So Deschamps and they trying to work the ref. So Olise got away with one in the first half, folks, when he pulled Cucarella's here. Why is nobody talking about that? I don't know. But Yamal tracking back and tackling. So this is what I like about players like Yamal. People say Messi doesn't do that, but he does. It's 39 years old and tracking back. So this could be a dangerous area for France. Maybe a Thuram would have been good for France to have right now. Where they could whip the ball into the box. Deschamps on the sideline acting furious. As he should, I guess they're losing. So this is where France could be dangerous. Dembélé whipping it in. And well cleared by Spain somewhat. Not the best gun, but Rodri. Ballon d'Or winner. A lot of people complained when he won the Ballon d'Or. I don't know why a lot of you are moaning and saying that... Vinicius should have won it, I think, that year. I mean, it's crazy how you guys, some people you all need to let... I understand that you all are passionate, but sometimes that passion clouds your brain a little bit. So Olmo is coming off. Excellent player. And I know Justin Sadu, who liked the live just now. Welcome, Justin, who's a current player in the Trinidad and Tobago Premier League. I think he should be in Spain right now. And those people who are not promoting him, you are crazy. Welcome, Justin. Justin is a baller, folks. And I'm not saying that because I know him. I do football analysis for a living. Great player. So I'm seeing a goal here. So clearly I'm a couple seconds behind. What's going on? What did I miss? What did I miss? Oh my goodness. The chat is saying goal. The chat is saying goal. Who scored? Who scored? Now you guys have me. Is it Spain? Is it Spain? Did Spain score a third goal? You guys are driving me crazy. Did you all troll me? Some people trolled me before. Spain on the attack. Clearly, I'm a couple seconds behind. And let's see. And it's almost a goal. So you guys caught me again, man. You guys caught me again. Somebody said it was a goal in the chat. Why are you all doing this? Almost, okay. Guys, you all... Don't do that to me, man. Yeah. Somebody did that to me in the last shot and they caught me off guard. They caught me off guard. So it was almost a goal. Kingsley saying, Ayotola. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Samoth. So Kingsley is saying, don't tell me Marino is coming on. So we're approaching the 80th minute mark. There hasn't been too much stoppages of play. So I can't see, unless something happens between now and full time, a long set, just by my averages. I can't see. That's not a foul, ref. But France getting away with one. So the ref, he looks super chill, completely unfazed. Hasn't had a perfect game, but he hasn't been the worst ref either. He did miss a couple fouls. And there is a creature flying around. I think it's a mosquito, because that's the Caribbean problems. I am based in Trinidad and Tobago in EXTV studios. A lot of people are in the chat right now. I'm seeing Maxine Sinclair share the live. I really appreciate that. Everybody who's liking, I am paying attention. When you like, you automatically qualify for the giveaways, and it really helps the channel, folks, and it means a lot. So drop your comments in there. Let me know what you're thinking. I'm seeing Bella Torres. So Spain, España, 2, France 0. Le Bleu. We're now approaching the 80th minute. And, Spain are looking comfortable, folks. But, folks, does this game remind you of another game? Does it remind you of another game? So I'm seeing Maxine share the live. I really appreciate that, Maxine. That means a lot. You're sharing it. So Ayatollah, I'm guessing you're Spanish. We are nervous too. I can understand that, Ayatollah. Ayotal. Is it Ayotal? Ayotal Samoth. I could understand that feeling. I'm an Argentina fan. And, a lot could happen. This was, I think, the moment around this time was where France got their goal back in a game. And they were playing just like this, folks. They were not playing particularly well and completely turned the game on its head. Spanish fans get excited too much. That's why. You have to say kudos to Spain. They have been playing an exceptionally well-executed tactical game. They kept possession. They pressed when they needed to. And while they do not have that number 9 that's lethal, they are causing France problems, not allowing France to play. But France are a team that I would have described in the last World Cup are players that could decide games and episodes. They can be on the back foot, get 2 chances and score. And this is where Spain, I'm going to have to, like, for example, here, Kylian, but Unai Simon, out of his goal, this could be a goal for France. Well stopped by Unai Simon. Wow, what a recovery. What a recovery by Unai Simon. And that, folks, that tells you how quickly the game could turn on its head. A very speculative long ball. I shouldn't say speculative because they did exactly that against Argentina, which almost led to their goal and had a massive save by Dibu Martinez. But Unai Simon doing the same thing. So France trying that long ball. The PSG man going down, but an excellent tackle, folks. I have to say, France are not getting that leeway on the wings. One of the players are injured. France are not taking the ball out of play. Spain are not annoyed about that. They're not obligated to put the ball out of play. So France now turning the screws. They have that gear they could switch on. And let's see if France could do what they did to Argentina. And, play terrible and then come back in the game. So this is a moment here for Unai Simon. What a save. That's a kick in the face for the goalkeeper. Yeah, that looks painful. And Hernandez, is a bit of a divisive figure. If you're an Inter Milan fan like myself, you're not going to be a huge fan of him. He does have a gamesmanship side to him. But apparently it's only an Argentinian trait, clearly. So he runs, and let's take a look at the replay. Ooh, he gets a kick to the chest. I played football. Those things hurt. And of course, it's going to take some valuable seconds off the clock. And usually the goalkeeper gets the benefit of the doubt in that situation. Unai Simon is asking for a free kick, but I think it's going to be a corner. Is it? So France do have players that can score from corners. You can see the technical staff. So another great player, Williams, is coming on. Another very talented player for Spain. So he's going to go on the wings and he could possibly be that lethal counter-attack. Everybody's talking about the French players. But Williams is coming on. Williams is coming on for, I think, Pedro, Porro, and Bena are coming off. So the Atletico Madrid man and Porro coming off. For Williams, who is an exceptionally talented player. Similar mold to Dembélé. So Spain have their solutions. So Llorente and Williams are coming on. Not Marino. I thought it would have been Marino. Did Marino come on and I miss it? So, like I said, 7 minutes before the 90th minute mark. That is a long time in football. That is a long time in football. And anybody who has watched the game know a game isn't over. And if you're French, France with a ball, that is a soft call. If you're Spanish, you're not going to be happy with that. If you're French, you're going to be relieved. TikTok. Please show the screen. I can't show the screen, unfortunately. I would love to, but I would get copyrighted and blocked. I wish. Maybe one of these days, you know, when you guys give me likes and subscriptions, and because I do work within football, I could get the permission. I could help you all get the games. If I could verify, because I do work in football, I could, get rights for games and show it. Because we have gotten massive viewership, and they can't ignore that. So trying to release Williams and Yamal, two very dangerous players on the wings. If you're France and you see somebody like Williams coming on, you're not going to be happy with that because he's very, very talented. He can dribble. And you have Yamal on one side and him on the other side. So De La Fuente using him very selectively. The clock is running down for France. If it's Spain, if you're Spanish, the clock can't come close enough. If you're French, it is going down very fast. So this was around this time was when France got their, I think it was around this time where France got the equalizer in the last World Cup against Argentina. Dembélé drawing the foul. You could see the frustration. You can see the frustration. I can't show the screen. I wish I could. I really wish I could. I really wish I could in a TikTok. Luca Nunn has joined. So Shadow, that's a proper name. I wish I could have showed it, but I can't. So Spain clearing it out. The French fans looking like this. Maigan, AC Milan keeper. Bit of a divisive player as well. Passing it to his teammate, club teammate. France playing a dangerous game at the back there. So they're going to try to attack as you expect them. Unai Simon, who has been great for Spain. He's going to burn a couple seconds off the clock. Mbappe is going to come at him. I would try to grab that ball because Mbappe is very fast. You see? That's what I mean. Ref, that's going to be a yellow. That has to be a yellow for Mbappe. Come on, Mbappe. You fell for that. You fell for that. Unai Simon hitting him the El Matador, the tango, just keeping the ball. And Mbappe just kind of smashing into him. French needs more inventive play. But Redo, I would say this. I think, and I've said this, and people got mad at me. But my job is not to be emotional unless it's Argentina. I always said, I said it multiple times, France are not as impregnable as people make them. They are very strong, but a team that can keep the ball and attack them, you can't create chances. And it turns out I was correct in that assessment. It does not mean France are not strong, folks. It does not mean that. They are. They are. But this is when you get to this stage of the tournament, how big these teams are. So the French fans looking very deflated already. You would think they would want to be inspired by the last World Cup and rally their troops. But Spain don't look like they're going to concede any goals, folks. And when you see players like Mbappe not getting the ball, and you have players like Williams coming on for Spain, and, Spain are pressing at the right moment. So, even when they're fouling the French players, they're fouling them higher up the pitch. Not close to their goal. Williams in a dangerous spot here. Acrobatic clearance by Upamecano, I think. So Spain are not allowing France to do anything, which is what you want. And Williams is one of my favorite players. A lot of people thought he was going to go to Barcelona. Cucurella, doing well, but France still having possession. France are going to go outside and get on the wings. You have Diu. Oh, drew a foul there. A bit theatrical. Oh, that looks bad. Yamal drawing a foul there. I think there's a cut on his knee. Wasn't intentional, but it is a foul. I think he just kind of faked out Yamal. and knee collision. Some refs would give it, some refs wouldn't. I could see why they're giving it. This is a dangerous area for France. They can score from here. You have Kylian over the ball. He wants to be that leader for France. Mbappe is getting angry. What am I saying? Angry. Redo, totally believable. Andy's saying, come on, Spain, hold it together. Kingsley saying, come on, France. This could be a potential opportunity for France here to make the last minutes for Spain very nervous. Mbappe. And it's over the bar. Now, I am surprised that Deschamps didn't bring on somebody like Thuram, because he does have a little bit of aerial ability. But for Inter Milan, he does have some physical issues. So, can Spain see this out? Can Spain see this out? Kingsley saying, come on, France. He's getting angry. They're seeing the game slipping away. I'm seeing Christine. Hi, Christine. Welcome. Like I said, folks, smash those likes. I really appreciate that. Tap that screen and share. Yamal, grinding on the clock as he should. Intelligent play. He's keeping the ball. He had a... oh, wow. The ref is saying wave on, but that looks like a foul. The ref is not having it. But Yamal... Theo Hernandez getting... let's take a look at that replay. So Yamal keeping the ball. And, oh, man, I think... I would probably not give a penalty for that, but I've seen refs giving it. And the old school Andre, because I'm from the old school, where football was still tough. I wouldn't give a pen for that, but I've seen penalties given for that, and they haven't. The ref, to his credit, not giving it. Yarko Thomas. So France going on the wings, expect them to retaliate. I don't think there's going to be too much extra time. I haven't seen much interruptions in this second half. I can't see more than 5 minutes, folks. I can't see more than 5 minutes. They usually give a couple minutes due to the hydration breaks. I think it's about 3 minutes, I believe. So you're going to get 3 minutes minimum. But I don't think France did some combination play, trying to link up really well. Cucurella doing well. France did some very neat combination play. And I said at the beginning, the Spanish team are pumped. Cucurella, the Chelsea man who I think is now heading to Real Madrid or Barcelona, I believe. I don't know. But he has been massive. But 7 minutes of extra time. Wow, that's a lot of time. So 7 minutes of added on time. That is a lot of time. That is a lot of time. And I don't know how they came up with that, because I didn't see much stoppages. I may have missed something. My job is not to calculate that. So that's FIFA. So France, you could do a lot in 7 minutes. So if you're Spain, this is not what you want. This is not what you want. You don't want France passing the ball around. And Cucurella has been a monster in defense for Spain. So are we going to see Spain playing the winner of Argentina versus England? So Mbappe looking more and more frustrated. I think even if Cucurella didn't get the clearance, he looks pumped. He has been massive. Summoning the hairstyle of Carles Puyol. De La Fuente, I mentioned multiple times, very tactical coach. Spain, I think, are peaking at the right time. If the game stays as it is, we're 1 minute into added on time. Jeez, Yamal, skill. My kind of football. Passing the ball, keeping possession. This is what you like. Technical, highly intelligent football. It's not all muscles, folks. Brains. That's the coach in me. Muscles are important, folks. Don't get me wrong. It's not all speed and athleticism, but also brains. You have to combine all of them. So Williams coming on. Williams could be that lethal player. He has possession. He can take on players. He has a dribbling ability to take on players. Spain trying to keep some possession here, grind the clock down. They are very capable of this. And I think De La Fuente using the same... He was Scaloni's teacher when he was doing his coaching courses. Yamal causing problems. Fernandez, that has to be a foul. And the ref is saying play on. That is ridiculous, folks. That should have been a foul. That should have been a foul. Yamal has gotten, with the exception of the penalty, and the penalty possible call a little while ago, that should have at least been a foul. So France are getting away. I don't know if the refs are allowing things to go. So you have Dembélé waiting in the box there. And Spain with the ball. Cucurella looking sharp. And this is a team that has done this before. Yamal, whenever he gets the ball, he is fouled, but, the ref hasn't called it. So Spain are going to try to keep the ball. They're very good at keeping the ball. And if you're Spain, this is what you want. France are going to press you. And this has to be a foul here. on Rodri using all his experience. Is that Rodri? So I'm seeing Sira Ali, come on, Spain, welcome. Like in the TikToks, hit those likes, it really helps. And folks, this is not just for style. When you like, follow, and comment, we will be having giveaways as well. We'll be pulling names from the follow list as well. So Yamal is washed. Nah, man, Yamal is King Lee. Yamal is good, man. Yamal is good. I think he has the same, and Williams is also very good as well. So if you're Spain, if you're France, having somebody like Williams come on was probably very annoying because you're chasing and he can't pick you off. This is the experience of Spain here. And, all those ESPN pundits, I would love to hear what they're going to say after this game. Because I did this, I speak with them sometimes, folks. I know Shaka Hislop. And I did say, this game is going to be a tricky game for France. The first real test. And Spain keeping possession. With 3 minutes into added on time. Ferran winning the ball. Williams. Can he outrun Upamecano? Are they going to go out goal? Or are they going to run down the clock? So he's taking on his man. And almost scoring. And he did score a goal like that against England in the Euros. Everybody thought he was going to go to Barcelona to reunite with his buddy Yamal. But he's at... where is he? Is he at Bilbao? I can't remember. So can France pull something out here? France not getting a lot of luck with their passing. Spain doing enough. But as you know, folks, it just takes one moment for France to get back in. And Spain with a little bit of a possibility for France here. And Unai Simon doing their homework. I mentioned this in the first half. France, do you see with Mbappe? They cut in on the inside and always hit with the inside curler. That's their move. And Unai... And I always said it at the beginning of the tournament, goalkeepers have not been positioning themselves. Anybody who does their research would have seen that. Dembélé comes on at right side, cuts in on his left. Mbappe does the same. So I'm guessing, who's that on the floor there? There's somebody on the floor. Spain are going to just try to keep the ball, see things out. We're approaching the 5th minute of added on time. And I think, a lot could happen in 2 minutes, folks. A lot could happen in 2 minutes. So let's see if Spain can see this off. Use their tactical intelligence. De La Fuente would have drilled them really well. Can France pull something back? Because they can. But let's be very honest, folks. Let's be very honest about the performance of France. It was a poor performance by France. They got outplayed throughout the entire game. Spain and De La Fuente showing their intelligence, keeping the ball. Yamal is going to keep the ball here. Excellent keep possession of the ball here. Excellent skill there. And Yamal getting a throw-in. So this is perfect. And Kingley, I can understand why you're frustrated. Jukes Kanumba. Welcome. So just about a little less than 2 minutes away from full-time. Yamal intelligently keeping the ball. This is what I meant about game management. Possibly drawing. Ref, that is about the 5th time Yamal has been fouled. And nothing. I mean, I have to understand Yamal's frustration. And France with just about 60 seconds to go. And sometimes, so France coming in here, Cucurella going to have to stay sharp for the last 60 seconds. Unai Simon with a rebound, but France. Unai Simon, clearly the analyst has been doing their work. France on top of the box here, trying to create something. They're going to try to create something here, force their way in. Mbappe. And, Diouf is kind of mad at Mbappe for not passing the ball, but he has to try a shot here. And will we not see a comeback? So De La Fuente already high-fiving his players. I think it's done, folks. I think it's done. I think Le Bleu, Sira Ali, it's time to go home, France. Sira Ali, come on, Spain. So we have a lot of Spain supporters in the TikTok here and on the YouTube as well. I know Kingley supporting France. So the French team, who were the outright favorites, people already branded them in the final. All those ESPN analysts, Shaka Hislop. Oh my God. So Spain are through, folks. Spain, España, full time, 2-0. Spain are heading to the World Cup final. One of the World Cup favorites. People forgot about them. Full time. Let me stop my clock. Spain with 2 goals. De La Fuente and his men seeing off the other World Cup favorites. This is a game that could have been a final. But let's be very honest. I do have my post-match chat. So Ayotal, congratulations. And please subscribe to my channel. Candice is laughing emojis. Kingsley is shaking my head twice. Let's be very honest. Congratulations to Spain. They have made it to the final. And they now await the winners of the Argentina versus England game. Oh my God, that game is going to give me a headache. I don't know how that game is going to go. I think France were outplayed this entire game. I think Spain were very well prepared. They were tactically very intelligent. They managed the game very well. At no point in this game it looked like France were their usual selves. And this raises the question that a lot of the analysts, CBS guys, I'm looking at you guys, where this is a perfect example of technical skill, footballing IQ, and where it's not always about just running and physicality, folks. This is a lesson in football. There's different ways to play the game, where Spain has showed you that you can use your intelligence. Yamal, all these guys, the midfield of Spain, they don't even have an out-and-out number 9. And they were not afraid to keep possession of the ball, press France when they needed to. And I always said it, France never met a team in this tournament that were at the same level of them in terms of confidence. So France, folks, a lot of people were saying France were going to win this World Cup. A lot of people would be shocked by this result. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer, I'm going to be honest. But kudos to Spain, man. Kudos to Spain. Kudos to Yamal. They are peaking at the right time. So congratulations. Charlene Cadogan. That name sounds familiar. Why does that name sound familiar? Congratulations, Spain. Welcome, Charlene. Don't forget to like and subscribe to show your support. Kingsley, I will warn England about Argentina because Messi and them pay in FIFA and like to cheat. Iotal, thank you so much. Not only thank you for helping the channel. I love that so much. But you automatically qualify for prizes. And my people in the TikTok as well. So I'm seeing Sira Ali is saying it's time to go home, France. Well, they're going home now. France have been very formidable. But I did see those weaknesses. And if you don't believe me, if you think I'm talking BS, you could go back into my previous watch-alongs where I mentioned it. When I looked at them, I said they were a very strong team. No disrespect to France. And they still are a strong team. They could have a go at the Euros. They can't have a go at the Euros. I think Deschamps is stepping down afterwards. But they are a team that had some vulnerabilities. So Iotal, welcome. Iotal, you haven't told me where you're from. Are you from Spain? Are you supporting from Spain? Are you a Trinidadian who supports Spain? Let me know. Charlene, also, let me know where you're from. People in the chat as well. You know, let me know. I'm seeing people on TikTok live and so on. I usually have my post-match conversation. So if you are just joining us, which is crazy for the post-match discussion, Spain have just eliminated France to go on to the World Cup final. Congratulations to Spain. And España, Les Bleus, France are going home. And I have to say, Spain are the deserved winners. Their possession, their style of play, their ability to press, not allowing France to use Olise and Mbappe at all was incredibly impressive. And De La Fuente, once again, I sang his praises all along, has come up trumps. This guy, Dicky has joined, I see that, have come up trumps. They have come up trumps. So I'm seeing people as well. You know, when you do your like and subscribe, it pops up on the screen, so let people know. So I'm seeing Jukes Kanumba has liked, and a couple people as well in there. We're trying to get the subscribers up to 10,000. So we'll do that. So I will spend a couple of minutes chatting with everybody. Let me know your thoughts about the games. Like I said, everybody from all around the world, let me know where you're from. This is a world stream, not just a Trinidad and Tobago stream. I was genuinely humbled by the kind of viewership I got all over the planet and all the viewership that the streams are getting. It's absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate that, folks. And of course, you're from Trinidad and Tobago, Charlene. I think I know somebody with that surname. That name sounds familiar, but welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, Charlene, because when you do that, you automatically qualify for the EXTV giveaway, and also it helps the channel. You will get, there'll be a draw, and we already had 2 winners already, and you will get a football jersey of your choice, people in the TikTok as well, and Club and Country, and a copy of EA FC 27 when it comes out, and other cool prizes as well. And we usually have guests. You know, sometimes we have Shaka Hislop on the show. He's a big supporter of us. We do have Kenwin Jones. We did have Terry, who at the beginning of the tournament, Terry, the 1986 World Cup defender who played against Maradona, was right here. in the studio with me for the Croatia game. A lot of people are joking and saying we should do the game together, and I don't know how possible that is. So it's going to be me versus Terry tomorrow. So you could join us tomorrow. We'll start the stream maybe 15 minutes before. You could head over to extvmedia.com where we have our match previews with our partnership from SofaScore, very data-driven. You could check that out as well when you're done. And you could scan that QR code as well. When you scan the QR code, you head over to our WhatsApp channel updates where you get the news, updates, funny content as well, and even the watch-alongs and even the more technical stuff from EXTV. And there's a poll in there right now, so we'll check out the poll. In fact, where's my phone? Let's read the results of the poll. A lot of people who said... Let's see what the poll says. Let's see what the poll says, TikTok. Who said for the Spain? So you could scan now and go over to the group and vote for the Argentina game tomorrow. So let's see. Let's read the poll, folks. Let's read the poll. EXTV chat here, as you can see. EXTV chat in there. Channel. So according to the EXTV poll, there was... Where is it? There was... 70% chance that France is going to win. So more people voted for France than Spain. So that's crazy. And for the game tomorrow, so far, in this group, the majority of the votes are going towards Argentina so far. So that's the poll. So that's a poll in here. You can head in. You can see it there, folks. And you scan the QR code on the screen. So... some people are saying, could we see a Finalissima in the final? I was supposed to see the Finalissima with Andy as well, with my family. Some of them are here. So I know the girls are here looking at the game upstairs. So stay toxic. France still have to play. Well, they have to play in the third place game. So we'll see now Spain with that comfortable victory. And I have to say, folks, in the chat, you cannot contest that Spain were the better team. They were the better team. Stay toxic. That name is hilarious. Jonathan Jose has joined. So everybody in the chat, before I go, smash those likes, get your predictions, because you will qualify for the updates. You will qualify for the updates. So the people in the TikTok as well, YouTube, Twitch, I think De La Fuente and his men were very well prepared. I think they're peaking at the right time. I did say Spain were one of my favorites, along with France and Argentina. Those are my top 3 teams, and I put England in my top 4. So we'll see. So Carla de Vargas Villegas. Did I pronounce that correctly? What a name. You have liked the chat. Be sure to drop your comments. Let me know where you're from. Congratulations, Spain. What a game. De La Fuente and his boys. Olmo, Yamal, everybody. What a game by Unai Simon. Cucurella. Fantastic game. Rodri, the former Ballon d'Or winner, which a lot of people didn't like, but I thought he deserved it. Mariana. Paul. Spania. Bienvenido. Welcome. I know a couple of words in Spanish. So welcome. Let me know where you all are from. My TikTok wants me to verify it's me, which is hilarious because it is me. And so, yep. So welcome with people from all over the planet. So Carla de Vargas, bienvenido. Let me know where you're from. Welcome. Let me know what you think about the game. And who do you all think Spain are going to play? Is it going to be Argentina? Oh, the 3 Lions. It's coming home. So Terry, are you out there? I know you're looking at my streams. We're not going to be friends tomorrow, Terry. We're not going to be friends tomorrow. And, you know, we are a hilarious story, Terry and I, because, you know, he's England, I'm Argentinian, and we're good friends. And it shows you that, you know, you could be, I mean, he played for England. He played against Maradona. He brought the jersey that he played with Maradona right here in the studio. You could take a look at that live stream when you're done. So Candice is saying Argentina 3. I mean, I hope so. I don't know. I don't know, folks. I when it comes to Argentina games, I don't like to say anything. So we'll see. It's going to be a tough game. And I really, you know, want my boys to win, and we'll see. So Neville Cato. Well done, Spain. So Neville Cato, welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know what you're from. Let me know where you're from. And subscribe. Keep the subscriptions coming up because it qualifies you for the giveaway. And it helps my channel a lot. So Andy, World Cup was a success from here. No France. Oh, that's some people. So I'm getting some notifications on my watch as well for some of my WhatsApp groups. So Vasily S has joined. And everybody, just drop those likes and I will chat for a couple minutes. And this is the big boy stage of the tournament. This is the big boy stage of the tournament. And I was trying to get authorized to do some FIFA stuff. So I'm going to probably try to reach out to people in Rush Sports, and maybe I can show you guys the game. So if you guys give me enough likes and shares and subscriptions, I can reach out to the people and maybe see if I could get some of the footage for you all. That'll be great. So Neville, oh, welcome. I love Barbados, man. I was in Barbados for the CPL and many years ago. And, Barbados is great. I have a lot of friends in Barbados. So welcome, Neville. Kato from Barbados. And who are you supporting for the World Cup, Neville? Can this win in regulation time, please God, for Argentina? We'll see. So a lot of people in the TikToks. Stefan Nagisa, welcome. I know you're a regular in my TikToks. Be sure to hit some likes, Stefan, and share with your friends. You know why. It helps the channel. And like I said, I will spend a couple minutes before I wrap up. And I'm seeing on Facebook, Andalus Leol, congratulations. Where are you from, Andalus? Welcome. Let me know what you think about the game and who you're supporting. And like I said, folks, everybody who's commenting in the chat, I want to know where you're from. I really want to hear that. So, and let me know who you're supporting. And of course, like and subscribe. And we have a lot of content. So Jerome Lendore, hats off to my favorite team, Spain. And I'm watching from Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome, Jeremy. Welcome. And of course, I really appreciate you joining the stream. And congratulations to you and your team, Spain. They played really well. And, I hope everybody who's coming in as well, be sure to subscribe as well. Neville Cato, England all the way. Well, let's see. Let's see tomorrow. That's a big one. So everybody's joining in. Andalas, am I pronouncing your name correctly? From Morocco. Wow, congratulations. So you're from Morocco. You know, I have a hat from Morocco. My one of my co-hosts from the beginning, Kevon, he was there from the beginning. There's a Morocco hat somewhere in my studio. I should have put it on. Morocco was one of my dark horses. So all of my predictions have kind of mostly come to pass. So Andals, welcome. So everybody's in here. So you support Spain. All right. So congratulations to you as well. So Neville, everybody else, continue to subscribe, like, because when you do that, you automatically qualify for the EXTV giveaways, and it helps the channel. And trust me, we do deliver a goal. And we do have a merch store as well. And we do have a website with our partnership with SofaScore with very detailed analysis for those of you who like the nerd stuff. So Candace is saying no, England, not all the way. Of course. And like I said, folks, I do have to pace myself. This tournament has taken its toll on me. And I will be wrapping up very soon. So you can scan the QR code on the screen. And in addition to liking and subscribing and all these things and following me on all the socials, when you scan the QR code, you can head over to the poll on the EXTV WhatsApp channel. Highly secured, of course. And you can join the voting process for the Argentina versus England game tomorrow. Because when people do that, we will take the names and we will do a draw. And we already had 2 giveaways. So with that being said, what a game, folks. What a game. I need to hydrate. Apparently, when you do a lot of commentary, you swallow a lot of air. And I was all gassy and burping a lot, folks. So I have to, really take care of myself, rest. And I encourage every one of my viewers. I see Jonathan liked the live. I really appreciate that. Jonathan, it's going to be a Spanish-speaking final. Oh, so I already see Jonathan is giving his opinions there. Jonathan, I appreciate that. Don't forget to give me a follow as well. So Neville, Spain and England from the time football start. Those were your teams. Okay, fair enough. Fair play. I'm an Argentina fan. Wearing my Diego Maradona jersey. It was a re-release from Adidas. Andalas. I'm so happy today I can express it by seeing Spain winning and France out. Well, congratulations to you and your team. And I really appreciate that you love that. And a lot of love to Morocco has a great team. And I actually was kind of rooting for you guys. But, it didn't happen. You guys won the Under-20 World Cup and the AFCON. So congratulations. So a lot of people in the chat seem to be happy France are out. So Happy World just joined. And like I said, folks, tap that screen, give me those likes and follow. And we're here at EXTV Studios. So the ultimate question, folks. The ultimate question. Spain is in the final. They have one hand on this. Who is going to be the other team? Who is going to be the other team that they're going to face to fight for this trophy once more? Is it going to be Argentina or England? What a matchup. What a matchup tomorrow. What a matchup tomorrow. I won't lie to you, folks. I'm a little bit nervous about the Argentina game as a fan. I know I'm an analyst. We do have our predictions and our analysis, very data-driven on extvmedia.com. So you all could check that out as well. And I will be trying to reach out to the people from Rush Sports to possibly get some FIFA content. So a lot of you have been asking, so I'm going to try. So Redo, you know who we're supporting. We know who. I know I'm supporting. I'm unapologetically Argentinian. So it is what it is. But I do so with respect. Respect, man. Respect. Respect. Where did I get that line from? I know Andre's going to get that right. So Lily Helsing on TikTok is saying Argentina versus Spain for sure. I hope so. I hope so. So Lily's saying sad for France. Congrats, Spain. I think this was a beautiful example of tactical possession football, and it shows you how the game could be very different. It shows you could be a very strong team and get knocked out. So for people who really appreciate different styles of football, this was a great result. A great result. So I would love to see you all tomorrow. I'm going to come on the chat here. So you can subscribe and also get the timing on the WhatsApp channel if you scan the QR code. I'm going to come on about 15-20 minutes before kickoff. I'm probably going to do my Argentina here as well. I will set the TikTok before the match. I know I didn't realize a lot of you guys like the TikTok so much. I'm going to do it. And I'm seeing Andalas Laul. Am I pronouncing your name correctly? I want to pronounce your name correctly. And a big shout out to everybody from Morocco as well. I really appreciate that, the support. And I saw that you followed. So tomorrow, be sure to join us. The game is at the same time. So we're going to try to come on 20 minutes before. And I will be trying to do my match preview with Gaston Hoffman of SofaScore for the Argentina game. It has been a lot of work. I see Adam has joined. So I will stay for a couple minutes before I go. I know there's a lot of euphoria from everybody. And I'm going to have to rest. I have been sleeping very weird hours. My circadian rhythm is always all over the place with the traveling. But, I'm doing my best. It takes a lot of work to put these streams together. But it's very rewarding to have everybody all over the planet doing this. So can this Argentina versus Serbia repeat tomorrow? England are the victims. Andalas, give me a thumbs up and let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. And Andalas, make sure and share with your friends from Morocco as well. And you all could join me tomorrow. And we sit and enjoy the game. I'm actually, after this game, going to try to reach out to our local providers. And maybe I could be able to get some kind of footage. I may have to pay for it. But I have to show, that we have a lot of viewership and followers. So keep the followers up. We've been getting 10,000 views per stream on Facebook on average, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I got it right, Andalas. Okay, I appreciate that. So I'm going to try, folks. I'm going to try something crazy. So I saw on the stream there that I'm gonna try something crazy, folks. And then I'm also heading to Miami for the 3rd place and the 4th place games. So I'm gonna mingle in the fan zones, and I'm gonna meet James there as well. So I'm seeing Stefan liking the live. I really appreciate that. Be sure to share with your friends. Let's get the followers up on EXTV, and that could possibly push me over the line to get some coverage from the providers. So with that being said, folks, I think I'm going to wrap things up. It's been an absolute pleasure. Congratulations, Spain. Congratulations, Spain. France, pre-tournament favorites. A lot of people thought they were going to go into the final. And if you missed the live, you could drop your comments in the comment section below under the video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know you think who's going to win that game tomorrow between Argentina and England. It's going to be a monumental clash of the Titans. Two teams that have a lot of history. And we'll see how it goes. So with that being said, join me tomorrow for the watch along. And in the meantime, you can head over to extvmedia.com where you can check out the match previews with our partnership from SofaScore. It's very technical. And, I know people like to talk about bar talk and, whatever, and rum shop talk, which is fine. But we do a lot of data-driven analysis. And you could also drop your comments there as well. And everybody, we will be doing our random draw. So once you interact, like, follow, you have been in the pool for the draw. So with that being said, I'm going to say a special goodbye to the TikTok people in there. Join me tomorrow. I'm going to go live a couple minutes before the game tomorrow. So you guys could look out for that. And I will be here. So you could follow as well and join in. And so it's been a pleasure for the people on the TikTok. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Lily Helsing is saying Argentina. So I hope so. And a couple of people are joining. So people on the TikTok live, join me 15 minutes before kickoff right here. So I'll be seeing you all soon on TikTok. So I'm wrapping up the TikTok here, folks. So I'm ending that stream now. And people on the YouTube live, Facebook live, Twitch. I will see you guys tomorrow. So with that being said, England versus Argentina tomorrow. Like, subscribe, share. Let's get all those followers up. And I'm going to reach out. I'm going to reach out to the people right now with my connections. I know a guy who knows a guy. And I'm going to see if it's going to get me some rights. It's probably going to cost me some money, folks, but I will do it because it helps my viewership and it helps you guys get better content. So I'm going to try it. And congratulations to Spain, folks. Congratulations to Spain, España. And let's see who Spain faces in the final. So I'm going to wrap things up, folks. See you tomorrow. Keep the subscribers up and wish me luck with trying to get you some authentic FIFA content tomorrow on our show. So with that being said, folks, I'm going to wrap things up. See you around.
Hi, I'm Shaka Hislop, and here's ExtraTime TV.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching ExtraTime TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe.